Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome back to the Survivor Rankdown podcast. And in this episode, we are going to continue our coverage of Survivor 50 in the hands of the fans, and just giving a little halfway through the season recap from from the four of us to all of you. The rest of you guys want to, reintroduce yourselves. You've all been here several times before.
Hello,
I'm
hello.
Kyle. Never mind.
Well, I'm just
What a great
munching
start
down.
with the guys.
I'm just munching down on my favorite. You know the dessert we all think of when we get Chinese food, brownies.
Brownies. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I'm eating one right now. Hello, it is funky, and I am a fan, and I was the one who made all the creative decisions for this season.
Yeah.
Correct. Which we all agree with every single one of them.
All good. Yeah. I mean, as always
Thank
with
you.
Survivor, every twist is good.
Yeah,
I'm
of course.
Kyle, and I am enjoying this season as much as I would enjoy shitting my pants. It's probably better than that.
Hello, everyone. I am Nope or Noisy, depending on the community that I'm in. But I just wanted to say that this podcast is in the hands of the fans. You're calling the shots. It's out of our hands.
Beautiful. Thank you. You forgot to ask us to snap first.
It's like poetry, sort of. You guys just want to jump right into this and not make this one 5 hours.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
No, yeah, we're
Right.
just to tell everyone, this is definitely not going to be 5 hours.
Oh
Let's
no.
not say that, because what if we're wrong? What if it is really long?
If those listening, let us know if this goes for 5 hours, and join our Discord server and do a whole bunch of other stuff, and yeah. So just a quick general thoughts on the first half of the season overall from you guys.
I think
Let-
it is really refreshing to have people on the show that are good at talking to the camera, like consistently. Everyone is. And that's very refreshing.
Yeah, I mean,
That
just
was going to
from
be the first thing I said too.
yeah, like I obviously had doubts on who was going to deliver, who was, but for the most part at least, watching the premiere, I got the sense of, oh, okay, they got a good group of people. And the overall, like, I guess the overall vibe of this group of 24 feels like it's a higher caliber of casting than the rest of the new era. And I don't think that there's any era of the show where I've felt such intense whiplash in the quality of casting picks.
Yeah, this is coming right off the back of 49, which I think has one of
Mhm.
the weakest casts probably of the whole show. So it's very
Yeah.
Like we go from that to this group, which I mean we are going to talk about. We all have our issues for sure with some of them. But
Yes.
I can genuinely say that for almost everyone here, I like something that they've done so far.
I don't know if I'll be
I don't know
as
about that.
optimistic, but I do think the so much has been made up about this cast, but I do think even the new era picks are pretty solid. I'm impressed with some of the people that they decided to pick from that, and I think they chose people that are the best speakers of the new era,
Yeah.
which a little bit of a low bar, but they've got a good mix of the new era people. Some of the perma Fiji people I think were whack choices, but I get it, and we'll get there when we get there. But like these are half this cast is new era, and
Yeah.
like 10 of them I think are like, yeah, no, you're a good character or a
Mhm.
good personality.
Yeah, there are obviously for sure not all of them, but there are a solid amount of the new era picks that I feel like would genuinely work on Perma Fiji Survivor. Like you look at that original Vatu tribe and you just watch Q and Genevieve fit in like a glove with Colby and Steph, and it's like this whole entire time in the new era, we trash the casting so much for being so samey and annoying and unable to talk to a camera. And then you just see those two, and it's like, they're meant to be here, and it it feels rewarding to see people like Q and Genevieve and D and Savannah on 50.
Yeah. Or even someone
Yeah.
like the Riz God. Like this guy actually has like pushback to a lot of the stuff that I personally found insufferable its first season. We have Colby immediately saying, "Damn, that Rizzo guy's annoying." And
Yeah, and
we
it's
get conflict about work ethic and stuff that was missing from other Survivor seasons that I'm like, "Oh, put Rizzo in with like an actual cast of people that are interesting and that won't just like suck him off, and it's he's a better character for it."
Yeah, and also, I specifically right after the topic of Mr. Riz, I do have to clarify, as always on these podcasts, if we
it's
say
all
anything,
personal.
it's all no. If we say anything incriminating or insulting,
Incriminating,
just
damn.
it's just off of the
Rizzo and I
Frank-invited.
robbed a bank together. That's the incriminating thing.
We are just talking about the edited products of television characters. So if
Yeah, I'm
Rizzo
sure they're all
catches,
lovely people. Yeah.
Don't worry,
yes, so
everybody,
Yeah.
everybody that has played on this season, we'll be airing out all your dirty laundry here. But no, yeah.
Yes,
At least
and we have
we
to
may
also remember they cast this season purposefully for people that were going to have a fun, good time, or whatever Probst and Matt Van Wagner or whatever said.
and then
They
Aubrey's
were
on
like,
the season.
yeah,
I think as far as how I was
Man,
feeling this
but
season,
as
sorry, I'm sorry.
yeah. No, as I was saying, just because we call the man who goes by Riz, annoying on this podcast, and even if, we hurl our jabs, that does not mean he is an annoying bad guy in real life. I should know. I met Thou Resist in real life, and he called me out for calling him annoying on the internet. And I was like, damn, you're cool as fuck in real life, though.
damn, you're a
Yeah,
resist.
yeah.
Thou
So
Resist.
yeah, I mean, I think going in, at least with my perception of things towards the season, I knew that it was going to be a lot of ooh, big strategy talk and all that, and I'm mainly just looking at this point for people that are good at confessionals and people that are good at talking to like the camera that will make for like at least some decent drama. And at least with most people, we have been getting like at least good camera talk from most of them. And
Yeah, I'd agree.
it is, I think, as Kyle said, it is especially noticeable that when you have like the older people from the older seasons who are 10 times better at confessionals than most of the newer people, you can definitely tell the gap beyond it. But even though there's certainly a lot to not like about this season, I do think there are some positives to be had that we will try to focus on as much as we can.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a season that ultimately, I think, has its problems, but also there's stuff to like about it.
Yeah, like it's a season that's doomed from the start. Like the skeletal structure of this season is just so bad. Like it's 24 players. Like of course there's gonna be shit that sucks, but
Yeah.
like in spite of it all, if you can phase out the bullshit, there's more here than there is on many new era Survivor seasons, and I'll even extend that to Perma Fiji too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I would
Yeah.
definitely put this over quite a few Perma Fiji seasons, at least for sure. And when
So
we're
far, I
talking,
mean, no, we're only around halfway through, so I don't want to.
yeah. There could
Obviously,
be
things can change, but
there could be
Yeah.
8 people left in the finale. Like they could pull some bullshit like that on us. Yeah,
I
it
think
could
there
be
yeah,
like
will
the
be
worst season
probably.
ever.
I
it's going to be an
for
FTC.
for a 24 person cast, I must say, this is not nearly as awful as Australian Survivor with it, because you have people making it somewhat deep into the game, getting less than 5 confessionals all season, and unless your name is Tiffany or Chrissy, that really wasn't that much of an issue until a couple weeks ago. So, you
Well,
know,
Yeah,
we don't
that is
about
important
Australia.
to talk about because this is kind of a hot topic in this right now. Is
yeah,
um the men are have much bigger presence on this season than the women,
yeah,
and
Like we'll get into it later, but there's obviously that one very infamous episode where like 5 people didn't get confessionals and all 5 of them were women.
yes,
yeah,
that I think
yeah,
was a little.
that's and
yeah,
I'm going to wait to see how the rest of the season plays out to fully judge. It is
mhm.
not an excellent sign right off the bat, especially when you have people on this season like Suri, who is one of the most popular contestants of all time, being, according to just pure numbers and statistics, being under edited, all things considered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
It's
mean,
always tough to say
mhm.
because like if we didn't see any of those Angelina deleted scenes, I would have been like, "Damn, they under-edited Angelina," and then we see the Angelina deleted scenes, and I think they're terrible.
yeah.
So
No, it was for the
we'll,
best.
we'll talk about it
We'll
once we
talk
get
about
to some of
that.
these certain characters. But yeah, it's always hard to say. But you've got to look at Survivor's history and stuff, and this is a pattern throughout the history of Survivor, and
Yeah, this is not.
this
I mean,
isn't
you could
new,
probably
really.
count on one hand the seasons where men are extremely under-edited and women are the main characters, and it's usually because the final 4 or 5 are all women.
Yeah, and this is a showrunner that another big season, Cambodia, that us fans had some input in. Jeff Probst was like, I think almost anyone can win this season except these 5 people. And then he named 5 women. So he half the women, he just immediately was like, "There's no way they're gonna win this season." And I'm like, "Oh, uh, you really out here thinking like Andrew Savage and or Joe Anglum or Woo? You think Woo is gonna fucking win Survivor? Like, come on, dude."
Man, Jeff Probst is
Yeah,
Yeah, he really
I
is.
very
I you know
complicated feelings on Jeff Probst
met him though, nice
throughout
guy.
Survivor.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. And in the last few years, I think he has seemed open to some of the maybe not the criticism of the actual show, but the criticism of the elements involving like the equity and diversity of the genders and races and how they're portrayed on the show.
Yeah,
And I think sometimes it leads to a more stale product because they end up just casting a lot of very tame people and a lot of very similar people too. Like
yeah,
Rizzo's better on this season because he's the only like nerdy super fan guy. Where like
yeah,
in every other New Era season, we get like 10 of them. You know, and so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
um,
Are we ready to move on to getting into some more of the nitty gritty?
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
let's
All
go
right,
in our
let's
hands.
go over this cast. We are first going to go over the boot order for this season. So, the entire pre-jury, which, if you were on the internet
Well,
at all, you knew that that was going to be the pre-jury because of the flight situation and the first juror.
yeah,
Yeah,
Which I mean,
hilarious. Also, that they leaked the entire pre-jury and post-jury. That is,
yeah. That
oh
was.
man, the
I
I've been knowing that shit for
so silly.
9 months and then waiting to say it on a podcast has been, oh my god,
Yeah.
Yeah,
very
Yeah.
weird.
Most of what we can say is that the spoilers for this season have been all over the place.
We are
yeah.
going to talk about those a lot in the final 50 pod. I think we should have a whole segment on Kalshi for that. Don't look at Kalshi if you don't want to know things, but let's
Don't look at
get
Kalshi at all in general. Do not become a
Yeah, I don't
gambling
think
addict.
it's good at
it's
Yeah.
all.
not good.
Look
I
what
may or
happened to
may not
Offset.
it's yeah, it's not good. I may or may not have put money on the winner of this season, but that's okay.
Yeah, I bet
How much
$1,000
money did you put
that
on Michael Stupin
I
to win?
put I put I put $20. All right, so let's go through the boot order
yeah, I
and
put a
start
hundred
with
grand on Tiffany yesterday.
Jenna Lewis Doherty. Oh God.
It's just rough. It just sucks. I was really
Yes.
hoping that she would be, because I knew she was pre-jury, and I was just really hoping she would be anything other than the first boot.
Yeah.
Jenna was maybe the most inspired pick of this entire cast. Like
sure.
there was been rumors forever it's going to be from someone from season 1,
Yeah.
and
I think they were
like,
always going to have a Borneo rep.
yes,
It just wouldn't have felt right if they
whether it
didn't.
was CBS mandated or not, which we've gotten conflicted things. Where like I think Probst has said that Jenna was the very first person he called. I don't know if I believe that, but
He said Jenna and Ozzy were the first two.
I
yeah,
think the
that
first person he called was probably like Carolyn, and
It
then
was
he found out she did a different show and
it
banned her, and then it was
it
like,
it was Q. Probst has said he basically said, "Oh yeah, Q's on 50," like during the airing of 46.
that is true. Yeah, he did.
yeah,
did
which
say
actually
that.
that kind of made the casting not as interesting because it would have been a fun debate on whether he would like Q or not, because Q did kind of quit, and he has been very mean to some people that have quit, or even people that have kind of quit.
Mhm.
So,
That said, I know Jenna was in the process for 40 before before Amber said yes and they made it winners. So I had been saying in the 5 years since that, I think there's a pretty good shot that they're gonna bring back Jennifer a third time for 50, and everyone was like, "You're fucking crazy. The whole cast is going to be New Era," and I was like, "Uh, let me be optimistic." And
I mean, they're
well,
never going to do a season that doesn't have Outback people on it. That's clearly the
Yeah.
case by now.
And well, I mean, Jenna Lewis was here. I will say, at least the manner of her boot was completely different than all the pre-40 people, or yeah, all the pre-Heroes Villains people on 40, where they just got slaughtered back to back to back to back
Yeah.
to back, etc. And the show framed it as, oh, they're all washed. It's New School's time. Jenna simply just got voted out for completely overplaying
yeah,
and targeting someone who, despite, obviously you don't want Sari Fields in the game for very obvious reasons. But we very clearly saw how poorly Jenna went about it, and it is also a challenge to take out Sari no matter what, just because she is that fucking good socially.
Yeah.
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 I do think part of it is also the kind of the unspoken rule of these returning seasons is how well are you connected? What is your reputation? This, and that. And for all intents and purposes, Jenna really is one of the least connected people on this season. It hurts
Yeah.
no one's feelings to vote out Jenna.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
pretty
Kristen
much
says that in the episodes.
Jenna's
Yeah,
I think
tribe.
he does.
You look at
And then
Jenna's
post-game
tribe.
press.
The Kristen, Rick, Emily trio, which is like, let's be real, that's the most obvious pregame ever.
Yeah.
You have
The nerds.
Sari and Ozzy as a duo, and then you had
Ozzy, yeah. I thought
who
you
else?
said G.
Who else was on that tribe? There was, I
Joe.
think,
No.
Savannah and Jenna Lewis are the two obvious outsiders. They're the two that get voted out.
Yeah,
like,
they're the two that get
and-
voted out before the swap.
Yeah, and the
So,
thing, it was really just a matter of Jenna played the first round worse, so she went first, and then they just didn't know Savannah at all, and then she went, even instead of Joe.
yeah, the thing about the Jenna thing is that this boot is kind of what would have happened if All Stars, if her
Was
play
good.
on All Stars was completely imploded on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
like as
if
we know,
Rudy
All-
and Rupert don't side with her, this is what happens.
Yeah.
yeah, like on All Stars, we all know she was targeting Ethan and Tina immediately because winners and all that stuff. And then we get here, and she's pretty much doing the same thing, targeting Sari relentlessly. But this time, nobody was really having it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jenna, it is a mixed feeling for me where I think she is ultimately good on this season. I think there was a potential for a very bad Jenna Lewis, which we've already seen in All Stars. But
Yeah.
Jenna seemed very capable of, out of all the older players, to fall most into the new era brain rot.
Yeah.
Apparently, when Jeff Probst called Jenna and asked her if she was interested in being on season 50, Jenna responded with, "I am a new era player. I played the new era all the way back in season 8," or something like that, and that probably made Jeff come.
Which
Like-
I mean, is she completely wrong? No. And the
I see
reason
the
was-
argument, but
and
like,
the reason she was cast on the show in the first place, on season 1, Burnett cast her to be the cutthroat one.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
people
true.
forget that because
I mean, you can see,
it isn't, but-
you can definitely see it. But yeah, no, I mean, I think if Jenna had lasted longer, there's definitely more of a potential for her to have gotten annoying. But I think her as a first boot here, with the circumstances, it works.
Yeah,
It works,
Yeah,
but
she
it
works.
is
It's
still
still
very
just
bad.
unfortunate.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it-
all right.
Yeah.
Let's keep it brief.
One more thing I want to talk about a little bit of Jenna actually on the show. I did very much appreciate that she didn't give people hugs on the way out. She told them
Yes, I did
no,
like
and
that.
that elevated her so much. You know, they all stood up for her because everyone has this inherent respect for the first season or whatever, and which they should because it's monumental and the
Yeah.
reason they're all there.
A
But
lot of that premiere also felt like they were doing a lot of love lettery stuff to Borneo and to
Yeah.
Jenna
Yeah.
specifically. Like they did a lot of flashbacks to Borneo.
yeah, they showed the gong. They showed
they-
BB Anderson.
Hell yeah,
They did, and they didn't show him enough, but they did
and
show
they
him.
and they dropped a remix of the original music, and it was really, really good. And I was like, oh my god, yes, this is going to be the music for season 50. Oh my god, they've got it, and they never used it again.
If they really
Yeah.
wanted to show love to the fans, they would have dropped a remix of Sia's "Winners at War" song.
True.
Which isn't
it's
actually
not-
Sia's
Not
song.
even Sia. It's
not
just
Sia?
some rando.
It's just some rando sound alike, and the song was written by Jeff Probst. But we
I
didn't know
mean,
that until after
makes
the
a lot of
season.
sense.
All right. So moving on to the second boot. Poor Kyle.
Yeah, it's kind of.
It's
I have
really
mixed feelings
sad.
about this one. I mean, obviously the injury is very unfortunate. That really sucks. But I think I don't really get why he was cast to begin with, if I'm being honest.
That's my biggest thing.
I think they knew that it was easy to get him back, probably more so than other people. So I guess they were just like, "Yeah, sure, we'll put him back on."
Yeah, but if I'm picking a male winner from the 40s, I think he would probably be my last choice. I don't think I
mean,
like
your
him better as a
choices are-
character than Gabler on 48, but I don't think he's as good of casting as Gabler would be.
I'd say the same thing with Jam Jam, where I don't think Jam Jam
Jam's-
is that good on 44, but like he's a better like casting pick than like a Kyle.
Yeah, I think Jam Jam's also the clear pick. I think that I would
would
definitely
agree with that.
Yeah.
nothing against Kyle.
And
that was interesting, especially since it was on the Traders not too long ago.
Yeah, and he apparently alienated all of his fans, just like Carolyn did in the Traders. I gotta put Carson on there.
It's so
Yes.
awesome that the Tika 3 just like completely ruined every bit of clout they had.
I know,
That is
it's
so
crazy.
great.
That's awesome. The thing with Kyle, I mentioned the original Vatu alliance earlier with obviously you got Stephen Colby, you watch Genevieve and Q, and you're like, oh, they've got it. Kyle does feel like a level down from that, but he's not like egregiously boring. Like he's not like the greatest, TV person of all time, but he's fine enough, and he's just a naturally cool and likable enough guy to the point where you're like, yeah, sure, Kyle.
I just
It's that,
generally-
and he is good at picking allies.
Yeah,
I give him
that's the one.
credit. At both seasons, he is with the most interesting people on the cast, which elevates him
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that is absolutely by choice from him.
Yeah, like I think Kyle probably would have been like okay if he had made it farther than this, and he didn't have to get medevaced or whatever. He probably wouldn't be like amazing or anything because he's not like an amazing personality or anything. But I think he probably would have been serviceable at least, especially considering some of the other people we still have on this cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you need a strategy guy, like Kyle talks it better than most of the new era people they could have got. And to go to Kyle's time on actual season 50, I am pretty positive on it. I do think
it's
they build up that medevac very well and make it as heartbreaking as possible. And I do think you do feel something for it, and I do think it also just shows so much to his actual character. He goes down the wall again, and that's when it all goes down, and you see him fighting, and you see his cast react to him after just that short amount of time. And I think he has a lot of really good things to say, and he takes it like a champ. And you see the emotion in his eyes and what he brings out of the people with him. And
Uh-huh.
so overall, I'm pretty positive on the Kyle experience. Like, we might have the best Kyle experience possible. The fact that he just gets to, like, everyone says he's the coolest guy ever, and then he just leaves immediately due to some
Yeah.
shit he can't help.
Yeah.
Some
I
freak
do think
accident.
it's crazy that both. I don't remember if Joe has anything about it, but I don't think Camilla gets a confessional about Kyle getting medevaced. I thought that was bizarre.
They show a
Yeah,
little
not
bit of her
the
reaction
in
coming
the
to the next
premiere.
Yeah.
challenge.
I mean, I
They do
guess
The
she's like
challenge.
not.
challenge.
Yeah, I know she said Camilla did say later that like she was obviously devastated when it happened, and then the Coach and Ozzy fight was just so dramatic that she just like couldn't think about anything other than the Coach and Ozzy fight.
Well,
Which
Yeah,
is
they have her talk about it at the challenge, but then it gets overshadowed by the Coach and Ozzy drama.
that was Coach really made Kyle's medevac about himself. That's awesome.
oh, I know it was great.
I will not. So not that this is a pod that gets like too gamey whatsoever. I am genuinely shocked that Kyle managed to position himself within the tribe so well, literally less than a week after they had all seen him get $1 million.
Yeah, no, it's really crazy.
Yeah, he is a very, very good player. I think he got a tribe that would allow him to do that. Like, I don't know if the other two would have been as, maybe the blue one. Orange, I think I don't know. But yeah, I think he fell in the perfect position where he was like the obvious middle between the more older, I hate saying older school, but kind of like the mentality, and we get a lot of that conflict, work hard at camp, do this, prioritize this, versus like the newer one where it's like constant gameplay, where Kyle was like the very obvious middle point. So both sides needed him, kind
Yeah.
of deal.
Yeah.
Um,
That tribe
but
is really well set up to be divided in that way. I do like that.
Yeah,
man,
That they build
it
the tribe for
is the
conflict.
most.
It's crazy. You didn't think that could
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, it is a very interesting tribe, and I wish we got more than the little time we had before the tribe swap. I think that could have been really interesting to see how it plays out.
and
Oh,
before
tribe
that,
swaps.
and before
If they
that,
had gone for tribal, that would have been very juicy because
and
you don't really know who would have gone there.
my guess is probably Angelina, but I don't know.
Probably
Um,
Angelina. Hopefully Aubrey. Probably
yeah.
Angelina.
Probably.
I,
Yeah.
it's a shame that entire tribe got twist fucked out of the game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that majority alliance, is Steph the only one still left from the
Yep.
majority alliance?
Mhm.
That is
From the
nuts.
original majority alliance. When Kyle got pulled, Rizzo got thrown into there.
It's so
Yeah, when
awesome.
I left, Rizzo kind of got put in there a little bit, but not now. Obviously, not now. It's just him and stuff.
Man, we really had a Survivor alliance that
The
Colby
best of
and
the new
Gilbert
era
John
and
were
the
in.
best of the old era were literally on the, I call it the old era, but the best of the new era and the best of the OGs literally were in an alliance, and a majority alliance. That would have been awesome. That would have been so
I know.
healing after
Ridiculous.
Winners at Wars bullshit.
And
So
then
Yeah.
Genevieve got fucked, Colby got fucked, Q got fucked.
yeah,
Yeah. Q really got
Bad.
fucked.
So bad.
Genevieve
yeah.
really gets fucked. I'm not
We'll,
like.
Call
we'll
of
talk
Duty,
about we'll
jeez.
talk about both of them very soon. I feel like we've run out of things to say about
Yeah.
Kyle.
We
Shout
have,
out
yeah.
Kyle.
There's not much
Nice
to
guy.
say. Seems like a
Shout
good
out,
guy.
shout
this
out.
stint.
I've met him a bunch. Super sweet guy. I really still feel awful about that his situation out there.
Oh yeah, we're saying that like good for the story. He did not deserve that. Obviously, that is rough. It's a pretty major injury.
hmm
Yeah, it's good that he's been able to recover from it for sure.
hmm Speaking of winners that were just kind of DOA, Sav.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of nothing could be
I
done.
can't
really.
yeah, and I feel like I also can't really say anything about her this season, like other than I guess she beat Colby at Jenga.
Yeah, she
Like,
has
Jenga.
have like a nice little journey scene where she talks about how his impact on her family and watching the show and all that stuff back then, which that was nice. But yeah, unfortunately, Savannah was kind of just dead on arrival, so we don't really get too much from her aside from that.
Yeah.
It was also the concept of Colby Donaldson going on a journey and losing his vote to Savannah is so funny.
Yeah.
That's
If
yeah. So
she didn't just play, I think it would be nice seeing her, even if she goes early. But
yeah.
she was
It kind of
one
She-
the
she-
feels like, so it's like
saying about like, oh, maybe they'll vote out Joe or whatever because the whole conflict between him and Rick, which I'm sure we'll get into later. But yeah, no, I mean, Savannah was always going to go. They didn't know who she was. So, and like they try to say about the whole, oh, she's lying about the journey thing, which is like, I mean, that's
a
a damned if
mystery
you do,
winner is
damned if
never
you
gonna
don't
do
type
well.
thing.
Yeah.
Um,
And I guess we'll talk about it because she does tell her tribe she won, which like I think isn't like the behind the scenes of it that like she wasn't gonna do that, and then
Yeah.
it leaked right beforehand, like at the airport that she won. Like I think I
Yeah.
heard Sophie B
So-
called her and was like, "Hey, they all know you won, so good luck."
Yeah. So the story goes that they were going to say, Sophie won the season, Rizzo got fourth, completely told the truth about everything Rizzo did, and they mentioned that Savannah got fifth and that she was notable for just fighting people the entire time. That was going to be the game plan. We don't know who blabbed right before the
Sage. We know who blabbed. It was Sage.
Yeah, probably.
Yay!
To be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but like, come on.
Yeah. And then literally apparently 5 minutes before the 50 cast handed in their phones, Soph was like, and Soph only told Sav this, was like, Sav, they know, you gotta tell them. And so she was just dead, like right
there's
away.
nothing to be done.
And then Rizzo was telling everyone on his original beach that Sav got fifth, so they were all very, very confused at the swaps.
Oh, all right. I never heard that last part. Wow.
Yeah, that's a recent development that came out. I think Dee had said that in Exit Press.
Oh yeah. There was that whole thing about how Rizzo was like apparently lying to D on pregame conversations.
Yeah,
We'll
because
get
they had
into
met
that.
or something. I don't know.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, but to get to Savannah on 50, it's kind of one of those things where like she is one of the handful of new era people that I think has a natural aura to them and a natural good TV personality and intrigue to them. I just don't really think there's much for her to do on season 50. Like we were saying, her boot episode is the Joe versus Devon's episode.
Yeah,
it
and like
noticeably is not at the anything to do with Savannah episode.
Yeah, and she gets like a nice enough emotional tribal where she goes, where she gives like it's nothing like too much, but she gives like some speech about how much she loves the show and she's had a very unique experience with it, and then she goes out and it's basically like she pretty much won and spent another pretty much 32 straight days on Survivor. That is definitely got to be a very strange way to experience Survivor.
Yeah. Savannah, I think the best I can say about Savannah on season 50 is like she shouldn't have been there, but if you're gonna make half the cast new era, I'm glad Savannah's there.
Yeah. Savannah at the end of the day is gonna be a plus to any season she's on.
Yeah. She's just one of the handful of truly good casting picks of the new era. So shout out to her.
All right.
I
think
Speaking of
that's it.
great casting picks of the new era. Oh God.
I was honestly extremely worried going into the season about Q. I feel like I guess was wrong because I don't think this happened, but I saw him as like the most likely person to just be like playing the hits, I guess I would say, like going through things that made people like them the first time and just saying that again, you know.
Yeah.
But
And
Yeah.
which he
the most
didn't really do.
Good thing about
the
it.
most we got was one cancel Christmas, and he said big mistake, but it wasn't even in the context of him going like big mistake. Like he just said it in a sentence offhanded, you know.
Yeah, he said it as if it was some
The
shit he
weird thing about
says,
it.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
The
Which
weird thing
I
about the whole Q thing is that, like, reading like and looking at the videos, the pregame videos, Q was kind of giving off that vibe in the
Oh yeah.
pregame videos of like how he
Terrifying.
punch out all the hits and all that stuff and be extremely chaotic and blah blah blah. And then you see him on the season, he's pretty chill most of the time. And then he kind of gets screwed. And then he kind of gets imploded on a little bit because he does that whole thing of, Mike is going to write only certain people down. And then Q tells Mike, vote me, Mike, vote me, Mike. And that just,
I really don't
He
know what
gets
his plan was
complicated at the
there.
end.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he is a
genuinely-
hashtag not good at Survivor.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
he's really bad at it, yeah.
until that moment, he was genuinely playing pretty as well as you would think Q could play.
I would say he was
Um,
playing much better than I thought Q could play because I don't think he is a very good Survivor player, but he's
Yeah.
kind of he
Oh,
was
no,
in the
yeah.
majority alliance, yeah.
Mhm. And
yeah, he
like
was in the majority,
Mhm.
probably going to
and
stick for a bit.
yeah, had good allies. That said, there was little to no way he was surviving that swap. He obviously did not help himself by telling Mike White to vote him out. And then Mike White was like, fuck it, man. Sure.
Oh, yeah, now you made it easy.
Yeah, it would have
Mhm.
always been bad for him though, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Especially
definitely.
That's the most
considering,
unfavorable swap possible for Q, probably.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially
Like,
considering
even like,
that, especially
and then
considering that, that tribe never won a challenge. He was, even if he played that first swap round fine, he was dead the next round no matter what. Anyways.
Yeah.
And it's crazy too because like they wanted him out so badly that Christian didn't even bother to do his ultimate goal of taking Mike and Angelina out immediately. He delayed it for a round.
Yeah, and you also had like, that was of course also the round where you had like Emily leaking everything, and then I
Yeah.
had
One time she did that.
what a
Who'd have guessed?
surprise.
Yeah.
But
Q
Q-
also just that opening challenge, also the opening journey challenge or whatever. I like that. I almost always forget Q's in because it's such an Ozzy versus Coach moment.
Yeah, but
yeah,
Q's good there.
He is good. He is good in it. As you know, as good as a third wheel could be in that, honestly.
Yeah.
So major props to that. He does get like super boned with that because Q starts the challenge by volunteering for his tribe, and then he loses his vote and has to go back to camp. And it's just kind of like, why do we even start a fucking? Why is this a thing? He gets punished for trying to do good for his tribe. Like,
And it's
I
like,
get
as a viewer, what is even the reward? Like, oh, now this guy everyone likes is in a bad position. Like,
literally,
it's-
it's so ridiculous. Yeah, no. One thing I did love
Everyone-
about Q was that he was constantly complaining about Rizzo, Angelina, and Aubrey's work
Yeah.
ethic.
Yeah, he called Angelina the Statue of Liberty or some shit because she never fucking moves, and I was like, okay, that's great. It was
Yeah.
so refreshing to see work ethic related content
Yeah, it's fun.
this
Yeah.
season. It's always interesting. It brings about each character's morals in a sense. And you learn a lot about a character through conflicts like that, I think.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. I'm glad he brought it back to that, him and Colby and the people on the other side of it, your Angelinas and your
Rizzo.
Rizzos and shit.
The thing with Rizzo with that is like It was
because I think it would have been pretty fun for their best. I think it would have been pretty fun if he had continued, but yeah, fortunately, he gets a bit screwed with that swap.
Yeah. And like
Yeah.
I don't think we've really gotten work ethic content since the tribe swap, that first tribe swap. I guess that was like the only time it ever really kind of mattered,
Yeah, pretty
which
much. And
is
like
it is a
you're-
shame, but
if you're
yeah.
on a tribe with Colby and Steph and Q even, like that's really when the only time it probably would come up.
Yeah.
Um man. Um
Yeah.
it's also really funny in that scene just how much Q likes Rizzo more than Angelina because he's just insulting Angelina the whole time and he's like, I like Rizzo. He doesn't do that much.
Yeah, because Angelina doesn't do work and is asking, like one of the terrible Angelina deleted scenes is one where she's trying to get Q to talk about the Q skirt, and it's like, oh, you should open an Etsy shop, and Q's like, what? And he's like, yeah, you need to open an Etsy shop because I ordered a Q skirt, and he's just like, ha,
Like,
yeah,
Oh
terrible, terrible, terrible.
Brutal.
Rizzo's laughing
Holy
his
shit.
ass off, but Q is just
Yeah,
like,
of course
"Oh my
Rizzo
God."
is.
so bad. I last thing I'll say about actual Q Angelina moment that I really did like is right before Kyle gets medevaced, he's just going on a whole tangent about his blackjack strategy. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, they were like arguing about blackjack or whatever. That was pretty
Yeah,
funny.
that was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I always kind of like those moments that like you get to see them how they just waste their time before like, an event happens where like Jeff has to roll into camp unexpectedly or something. Those are like some of the rawest moments because yeah, they really are just, shooting the shit.
Yeah.
That's most of what we don't like. Obviously, we only see a tiny fraction of everything that happened out there on the show. 90% of what we don't see is just bullshit like that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. All right, we ready to keep going?
Yep, shout out Q,
Yeah.
better than I ever would have thought on this season.
Yeah,
so.
I went from being like, oh God, he's gonna be the worst to I really hope that we get to see him for a proper return. So yeah.
Which I think we will. I think we're
Yeah,
gonna.
no, it's not like oh, will we be so lucky? It's when 54 or whatever has the returnees, will he want to do it?
Mhm.
Because he if he wants to, he will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Q's
and
like really
he'll want
rich
to.
in real life. Isn't he
He'll
like the
want to.
number one realtor in both like
Number one.
Tennessee and Mississippi or something?
Yeah,
Like I've heard he is like super fucking loaded.
he is.
Damn.
So he is really, really successful. When I met Q briefly in the day before the 50 premiere, it was very brief, but the suit he was wearing, that was such a nice suit. I was like, holy shit.
He's
Yeah.
got it on his cast photo, man. Looks good.
Yeah. When I met Q, before 50 aired, I mentioned how much I really liked and the scene where he tries to quit and how I thought it was some of the most compelling television. And Survivor usually isn't a show that gets me to like lean for it nowadays. And that moment did it for me. And
Yeah.
he did not seem like he liked talking about that scene.
That makes sense. I will co-sign that. I think if I had to list down like my 10 favorite moments of the new era, that would definitely be there.
Absolutely. There are probably like 2 or 3 of those of that top 10 is probably Q.
I cannot imagine the Q would like reminiscing about the time that he almost quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's some things you don't bring up. Whenever an Island of the Idols person rolls around, conversations about Survivor don't
Why?
last long.
Did something happen?
Maybe, I don't know.
All right. Time to see who got 20th place on In the Hands of the Fans.
Mike
Mike is
white.
That's
It
not
is.
wrong. Mike is white.
I mean,
Yeah.
He is the White
For the-
Lotus.
Bring the before the big blindside, the most of the content we get from Mike White is about his abs, so that should tell you everything you need to know.
Which was
Yeah,
funny. That
it-
was funny. I think Mike still gives weird confessionals where it
Yeah.
sounds like he's not quite sure that's what he wants to say.
Yeah,
Um,
to me, the general fan reaction to Mike White's confessionals this season is how I felt about him in his reality television career in total, especially on Survivor David versus Goliath.
But
So,
White Lotus first 2 seasons pretty fun, so I'll give him that at least. Third one
Yeah.
is
He's
weaker.
like a very awkward speaker, so it's kind of hard to get like really invested in what he's saying. So it does a bit hard, but like
the High
one
School
people
Massacre.
or whatnot, it's kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, I think we get the most we could probably get out of a guy who was probably never making it very far because he's like a famous person outside of this.
I will say he is the first person voted off that I was happy to see go off because I don't think he's a good casting choice. So
I think
I was
Mike
happy.
White's
For
gonna
that.
watch this and be offended, man. Come on.
right.
My bad.
I'm
He's
Matt
gonna
will
ruin
never
my
be on White
acting career.
Lotus.
I
I'm
am
blacklisted from Hollywood now. Oh no.
I know
man,
Christian's not going to be having a White Lotus cameo anytime soon.
Listen,
He already got
listen,
one, man. He's on season 3.
I've got some movies lined up. Once I get to the point where I'm Sandlering it and just making bullshit with my friends, I'll call you.
Thank you. I need that consistent paycheck.
You'll get the Rob Schneider residual.
Maybe the David Spade residuals. Don't give him Rob Schneider, man. Come on.
Thank you. Thanks for
all right,
standing up for me.
I'll be.
I'm funny
I'll-
one
at
in
least-
every like
I'll
10
be.
times I talk.
Listen,
At
I'll
least
be
let him be
even-
like Kevin James or David Spade.
Yeah, I was going to say I'll be nicer. I'll give you Kevin James.
My man.
Yeah, Kevin
thank you.
James is like sometimes he can even be an actual character in those movies.
Kevin James is fucking better than David Spade, but more on to probably
on Mike White on
Hold on,
Survivor 50.
How do we think Mike
hold
White
on, hold
compares
on.
to David Spade?
Hold on, dude, it's David Spade. Fucking Mike White. Mike White at his worst on Survivor probably would be better than David Spade at his best on Survivor.
Did you know that David Spade almost played Forrest Gump?
I did.
It would have
know
been the
that.
greatest movie ever.
You did not know that because I just made that up 1 second ago. That is not true.
I know John Travolta almost played Forrest Gump.
Oh, that would have been
Oh
awesome.
no, wait, that wasn't David Spade. I thought why am I Mandela affecting? Jesus.
You're thinking of David Murphy.
But yeah, anyways, back to
What I was trying to say about Mike White this entire time before we got too into David Spade. Listen, if Mike White says he wants to be on Survivor 50, I get why you're like, all right, he's on Survivor 50, and I am more than content with the Mike White 2.0 we got. He shows up.
Will say
he shows up. It's cute that he's there. He goes early. All right.
Yeah, I will say, I think a lot of people are talking about him like he is the White Lotus guy, and that's why he's on. I think people are underrating that he is a popular character from a popular season who goes very far. I think that's also like
that does help, and
sure.
David is going to have a lot of people in it, regardless of who was there and whatnot.
He's already a career reality TV guy, also.
I think
Mike goes up to Christian and is like, Emily, you're making the same mistake with Emily that you did with Gabby.
I did like that they
Low
do
blow.
that. I thought that was Christian seemed genuinely bothered by that, which I liked.
Maybe the best Christian moment of the season.
I don't know, man. We've got a big Christian fan here, so we're gonna have to.
I mean,
okay, we'll save that. We'll save that.
We'll talk. Yeah, I don't know, man. The last thing I have to say about Mike White is I do wonder if he's actually ever been on a project with David Spade. I'm sure he honestly has.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're two of the greatest artists to ever live, so I'm sure they've probably collaborated at some point.
Just like Jeff Probst said, that Mike White, one of the great writers of our generation.
No, I think he says the great. Does he say
the
the greatest
greatest?
living storyteller?
He said
It's something about storytelling.
One of the greatest storytellers of our generation, the writer of the Emoji Movie.
Like, even if we forget all the bad stuff and just focus on his best work, it's not him.
Like White Lotus?
White Lotus is like good. It's not like greatest of the generation.
Like White with the Emoji Movie or Jonathan Penner with the Bye Bye Man?
Low key, I think I'm taking Penner here, man. At least Bye Bye Man's funny.
I was about to say, it's one of those things where it's like, I think Penner tried his best with Bye Bye Man, where Mike White didn't give a shit at all. So which do you respect more?
To be fair,
I respect.
I don't know who's gonna give a shit about doing the Emoji Movie. It's so like on the face of it terrible.
They probably, honestly, I think he might have accepted that strictly off of a paycheck and a dare and for the bit.
You think people just do stuff to make money? I don't really believe that. There's no way.
You're right.
No, never.
Yeah.
No.
Back to Mike White on season 50. He really just doesn't do much for me. Like I mentioned, that High School Massacre confessional is like one of the worst of all time. It's delivered so fucking terribly.
Yeah, that is like a really good example of one where he sounds like he's like, "Is this what I'm gonna say? I guess we'll see."
I'm like, could they not ask him to do a take 2? Like, what are we doing? Like,
it's also not really a good line, so it's not even like.
Yeah, it didn't have to be in the episode. You don't want to compare Survivor 50 to a school shooting, man. Like, what are we doing?
Should ever be doing that,
right?
Yeah.
And
he does kind of get swap screwed in the sense that he's like the only one from his original tribe on that. But he does get swapped to like the most obvious pregame alliance ever. Plus
I also
another
think
member of the nerd.
He is mostly out of it because Christian wants to do better than everyone from David vs. Goliath.
Yeah,
which he did.
Yeah, that's a common thing of fraternity seasons. Like Jerry said, she wants to do better than Tina and Colby on All Stars, and yeah, she made sure she did better than Tina and Colby.
Yeah,
that's not like anything new. Like it's kind of lame.
No, I'm not giving Christian shit for it, and everyone does it.
Yeah, it is
Emily
natural.
Better than D.
Yeah.
You just want to prove that you're not like inherently worse than the people who beat you last time by beating them this time. Be like, okay, so at least I can.
It has been very funny seeing the Mike Christian fallout after the vote out happened.
Right, they were very close friends for a long time. Have not spoken since the day of the vote out, and and that got Mike White so upset that he didn't even go to Ponderosa, and he pretty much locked himself up on an island and wrote all of White Lotus season 5 pretty much in one sitting.
5? Did season 4 happen?
No, season 4.
I was like, wait a second.
I am very, very much focused on The Boys season 5 right now.
All right. Two more Mike White things I want to bring up. One is shout out to Chrissy saying she hasn't watched White Lotus. She's complimenting the White Lotus to Mike White, and she's like, "Oh, but I haven't watched season 3." And I was about to start laughing because season 3 is like not really that good. But then she says, "But it's because I don't have HBO Max." And I was like, "Damn it, if you would have not said that last part, that would have been
It would have been really good."
The second thing is, have you heard the reason Mike White says he left Ponderosa? Is he said that it's because they didn't have the types of foods he was allowed to eat. And I'm just like, is Mike White just like on some like insane Hollywood diet medicine thing? Is that why he like shows up? Like he's got like, he's an A-lister now. He's got like A-list food, A-list medicine. That's why he's jacked. Like, he'd probably put in some hard work, but I'm like, come on, bro, it's Mike White. Mm-hmm. He's an A-lister now, man. He's got the access to the things we can't have. Illuminati all through my body. Feel like a 12-gauge shotty. And yeah, fuck my White.
Fuck my White.
Anyways, moving on.
But I am excited for White Lotus season 4.
Oh no! Most disappointing. Easy. Disappointing.
Not even she did what I was worried Q would do. She completely. I was also, I'll admit it, wrong that she could run it back into a win. I that did not happen. But
Angelina. Her whole thing was she did the greatest hits. None of them made the air, and
do you remember when I did this? Do you remember when that happened? That's a lot of Angelina.
And none of it made the air either.
Just the final jacket one.
Just
went on a rant.
None of her shit made the air. She didn't do too much on the season other than be called lazy and just kind of, exist and was too passive to do that much in the game, and then she gets very unceremoniously voted out and gives Christian her jacket.
Yeah, I think pound for pound so far of these eliminated castaways, I think she is my least favorite.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. I
I'd
don't
agree.
know how much it was affected by seeing a lot of like behind the scenes. Angelina was trying to bargain with Jeff at the first reward challenge, and like, oh, behind the scenes, she like the Q skirt scene that you mentioned. It's just a lot of like, what are we doing? What is the point of all this? This isn't adding
Yeah, I think
anything. It's just
a bunch of like, oh my god, guys, nostalgia bait. Like,
it's like, yeah, I liked when you did those things naturally, but it's not as funny when you're doing them to be like, remember when I did this thing?
She became the so self-aware type, which happens to like naturally happens when you return on television for
That's
another
why I thought
reality
she would
show.
win. I thought she would be self-aware and play to win instead of being self-aware
Yeah.
and playing to like do funny Angelina
Yeah,
things again.
she played to increase her meme status and her Twitter stan base.
and
And
that backfired.
she was a bad player who was entertaining, and now she's a bad player that just sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks to watch. It is so she gets neither from me, and Angelina might be my favorite character the Perma Fiji seasons, and
Yeah,
it
she
just
is.
bothers me.
I want to be clear. She is terrific on David versus Goliath.
Yes,
But
we can't take away anything from that.
no, never would.
She did take away
all killer.
some of the weight in her face, and no, I'm gonna say it. I don't think she's as cute this time. This is in the season 50 podcast. Y'all were hearing me talk about how I thought Angelina was one of the hottest castaways ever, and she's right here, but I'm like, baby,
Now it's Mike White.
where's the? It is Mike White now. Yeah, I've traded teams. It is Mike White.
This is where everybody turns off.
These are the highly intellectual conversations that we have.
We all want to fuck Mike White. We all want to fuck Mike White. Everyone knows this.
How else am I going to make it into Hollywood? Come on.
Without also mentioning the stuff that she's been talking about post show about how the women have been edited and all that stuff.
Yes, I do think she is the one to talk about this on.
Yeah. She sparked the debate, and now other season 50 castaways have put their input into it. But her elimination is the one that sparked it, as she mentioned social media. She mentioned on do they go on Good Morning America? Is that the show or the early show?
Yeah, it was like on TV. You got to respect
CBS,
that. Like live television.
Yeah, she said she's going to bring it up at the live reunion. I don't know if that's going to happen, but she said she's going to do it.
Who knows?
Well, yeah. They
inherently wrong. She's not wrong about like the whole history of the edit and how there have been a lot of easy ways for women to be more under edited. And I think, and a lot of people have said, like, Angelina doesn't get anything, but, we have to see scenes of Christian pooping and all that stuff, which, like, yes, Christian pooping is terrible content, and we did not need to see that. But two things can also be true at the same time.
Yeah, I think that on the one hand, she is right that the women in general are being very under-edited, but on the other hand, it's like, man, I don't want to see you, trying to reference David versus Goliath over and over again.
The new season, let new things
happen. I agree. I think that Tiffany and Chrissy are definitely getting unfairly under-edited, unless it's going to come out that they were like, doing the same shit. But I would be surprised that neither of them seem like the type. But
I mean, what shit is there for Tiffany to do?
All those iconic Tiffany moments. She's gonna make somebody beg on their knees to keep her in the game, for her to keep them in the game, and then tell them to get up. That is really funny that happens.
That is good. That makes Tiffany like the third or fourth best character on that season.
I think I have her third, yeah, after Q and Venus.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like, and I'm glad. I can never be upset when the conversation is being had. It's just like
and I think people that use Angelina.
Right. Yeah, and she's right. It's just like the people that are like, how could Angelina not be a star? And I'm just like, yeah, I would have thought so too. But she proved to us that she isn't in what we. If it was just based on the episode, maybe I'd feel a certain way. Like we were saying, we've seen the deleted scenes, the behind the scenes stuff, so we have more context.
Yeah.
But those are bad, and
they are really bad. Yeah.
yeah, they're
Which is
really
unfortunate.
bad.
I was looking forward to seeing Angelina again.
Yeah,
It just
Oh
yeah.
well.
I doubt we'll see her again. And I'm honestly shout out to the editors because that seems like some shit they would eat the fuck up on. You know, like
yes.
if you would have told me before the season that they edited out a scene of Angelina immediately doing negotiations, I would have been like, bullshit. They're gonna show that. And even in the behind the scenes thing, Jeff is having a great time talking to Angelina.
Oh
And
yeah.
he's like, "Oh, you're already doing negotiations? Of course. What a classic moment." And Jeff's playing it up. So he, at least in the moment, he seemed to fuck with it.
Oh
So it's like,
well.
kind of crazy that those got edited out. And I'm gonna give a thumbs up to that. That I am
Yeah, I would
impressed.
say net positive. I'm glad that happened.
Yeah.
All right.
So sorry,
So
Angelina. Farewell, Angelina.
Farewell,
yeah,
Angelina.
farewell, Angelina.
They
Great
can never
song.
take David versus Goliath away from her. She is a star
Yeah.
Mhm.
that season.
Um.
But yeah.
So
This is what happens when you
speaking of
become a mother. Just kidding. I
spe-
love mom.
Come on,
man.
Oh,
Anyways,
What sucks is like she had such significant life changes and she's not interesting. And sometimes a lot of interesting characters do go through a lot in their lives and they come back with a greater perspective or something that really feels interesting. And we don't get that for Angelina. And that's another reason I was so excited because it's been almost a decade, like we were saying with Savannah earlier. It was like, yes, Savannah's a great casting choice, but we just saw her. She didn't change.
Yeah.
Angelina had the ability to add layers to her character, and it just was nothing. So farewell.
speaking of people who were absolute stud casting picks and standout star on his original season,
Yo,
Yeah, I'm not gonna make it a
goat.
secret that I hate Charlie on 46. I think he is super annoying.
I think he's a bottom 10 character of all time on 46.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he is someone that more than anyone, almost maybe anyone ever in the history of the show, is just completely ruining the season they're on.
yeah,
It
I
is
agree.
really bad. Everything filters through him. It's all like
there
He's
is
what
a
in my
terrible
opinion,
main character.
Charlie's strategy.
in my opinion, there is a reality where 46 is at least a season with something in it if Charlie wasn't the main character of it, and that is just the most frustrating thing of all time.
I
You
think
gotta
the
have a
final
bland
five as a
strategy
whole
a
is
lot
guy.
of
pretty weak.
what
Yeah.
a lot of what made him a bad character on 46 was the fact that he was just the strategy guy who got his way every single time with zero pushback until the last 5 minutes of the season. And he
Yeah.
is automatically better on 50 for two reasons. One, he's
Goes
gone in five
earlier, less screen
episodes.
time. Yeah.
Goes earlier and less screen time. But two, he actually just had a complete polar opposite run of the first time and was just like completely falling apart the entire time out there.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
gets booted the very first time he can, right?
Yep.
Sean 46 is one of the worst confessionalists of all time, bar none. He is so monotone in every single scene he's in. It is so infuriating to watch. And
Yeah, it's really
this
bad.
time, I will say that at least here on season 50, he actually shows some emotion. So
Yeah.
He
I do think
has
it
the
gets
one thing.
Exactly.
it gets
So-
very one note. I don't. We're praising him, I guess, but I don't want to. I don't think he's good.
Yeah.
He's
It
not-
does
he's
stay
not very
extremely
good.
one note.
Very
But,
He's
much
not
an
as
in
good,
comparison
but he's
thing.
better by default because he's actually showing some form of emotion here.
He might
Yeah,
win most improved, I think. I think it's not impossible I give him most improved.
by default. Obviously Charlie is still a bad confessionalist, but
Yeah.
I mean every single confessional he gives on this season is better than every single confessional he gives on 46, so that's
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It
All
does get
are, but it's
so
something.
annoying that he keeps doing the "you voted out your number one" confessional, like with barely any change to the delivery or message of it, and it's just
Yeah,
like,
that is
It
weird.
was
why do they keep showing us
it was
another
it was
take of this?
definitely really funny at first because it's like, man, you're really letting the Riz God get to you like this.
Yeah, he's letting the Riz God of all people get under his skin the whole time about this whole Maria thing, and
That's not even
then
And
true,
it's
which adds a bit. It's like completely a lie.
it's fucking insane on 49. It makes sense that, you know, a bunch of scrubs get bitched by the Riz God. It is insane that on season 50 with all these, you know, all-stars,
Rizzo's just good at the
they're
game, man.
they're all still getting bitched by the I can't believe, like,
That
Rizzo's whole
Rizzo's a
book.
good Survivor player.
Yeah, but
We have that
well,
D confessional where she's like, yeah, coming into this, I thought Charlie was like one of the best players here, but he's actually like maybe the worst one. And it's just like,
Yeah.
holy shit. Oh, how the mighty have fallen kind
It
of
is
deal.
rough. Yeah, I know
He gets
he.
a tough time. That's
I
a
heard that
tough
him
one to
and D
hear.
have like a really they are no longer friends because of that. Actually,
Yeah, and
yeah,
I
I
can't
heard
really
that
blame
really bothered
Charlie.
him.
Like, fuck it, man.
Yeah, I
yeah.
think
And
it's
That
then
shit
stupid to
hurts.
hear that. Yeah.
apparently D reached out like several times to apologize and got apparently she reached out not to harp on drama, but this is all like post game stuff and it is
It's
kind of
interesting.
compelling.
Makes Charlie a better
D
character.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It
I like that he takes his loss seriously. It makes me appreciate him. Not appreciate him, but a little bit
D
more on
yeah.
46 that it really did affect him that he lost that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dee did say that she tried reaching out to Charlie multiple times to apologize, and he didn't reply.
he's just
Fuck it, man.
her.
Good on
Yeah.
him, man. That's
I think he eventually like told her like, yeah, I don't want to hear it, but
He eventually replied later of
I think
like,
he was.
I know I'm very hurt by it and all that stuff, and
Mhm.
yeah,
I,
and
yeah,
I that's totally fine by me. I do think the Charlie versus Rizzo thing should be better than it is. Like it's just two characters that aren't good going back and forth, and they're most in a lot of the annoying tendencies of both come out.
yeah.
I know someone said that their voting confessionals back to back might be the two worst, like back to back voting confessionals.
yeah, what was it
And they
like?
Charlie
Rizzo
was
name
like,
drops like 20 Taylor Swift songs, and
Oh,
Charlie says
classic.
the "you voted out your number one" bullshit again.
yeah. I mean,
And
for what it's worth, if you are voting out Charlie, I think someone gets to get a little Taylor Swift
yes,
jab
Mm,
in
but
there.
choose one, choose two, even.
yeah,
Yeah, I would do one.
yeah.
my God,
It just kept
Three.
fucking going.
You
And then
know, fool me,
and then
fool me
Charlie
once,
gets
shame on you. Fool me twice. You can't get fooled again.
yeah, my God.
so ridiculous. Oh my God.
Yeah. George W. Bush is a better speaker than fucking Charlie, man. Like what the fuck? And
My
then
fucking god.
fucking W, man.
Oh
Hold
man,
on,
But
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm fucking dying at that one.
they'd both be a great president.
yeah, I would vote for Charlie for president.
I would vote
Charlie,
for Charlie for president over George W. Bush. He seems like a better
yes.
guy.
I would vote for
Not a high
Charlie
bar.
over most people in the
I
Democratic Party right now. Charlie,
mean credit
shout out to
credit
him for supporting Palestine.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. He
One of
seems real
the
about
mhm.
having actual good politics. So you got to
Yeah.
appreciate that.
He's one of
One
like
of
the
the
few people in this cast
you know,
that is actively.
one of the
It's like him and Joe and Ozzy, and that's probably Tiffany. There's no way Tiffany's a
Yeah.
Republican.
man,
And
people
Twitter still
really
hates Joe.
Yeah.
man, people really think Joe is MAGA when that dude wore a keffiyeh to his premiere.
Yeah.
Literally,
Come on.
like
Yeah.
people are really so stupid.
We'll
Also, he
get
seems
more
to be
on
pretty
that.
empathetic. Joe seems like an empathetic guy, so I feel like you
Yeah.
can probably assume
Yeah,
he's
I
not a Trump
think he's kind of
supporter.
defined by that in his
Yeah.
Yeah,
first
that's
season.
like his thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So
Next up, we have
wait, hold up. Tears on my guitar, Jeff. Tears
Oh,
on my
God.
guitar.
Guitar.
And I do appreciate Charlie's end words. Maybe not the actual words, but he just looks so fucking sad. And he just puts his head down. And
Yeah,
that is the most I've ever felt for Charlie watching Survivor.
that reunion after 46 is pretty fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty tough too.
Oh, if I was
But
Charlie,
yeah.
if I was in Charlie's shoes at the 46 after show, I probably would have jumped in the fire.
I would have jumped in the fire after Tiffany said no Taylor Swift references and no rock and roll references. I would have been like, "Oh, I'm cooked."
Yeah.
you fucking roasted me, and I haven't even said a word yet.
So next up we have the 3 unfortunate victims of the Blood Moon Twist,
Real
aka
quick, one of the greatest twists of all time.
aka the second swap.
We voted for it, by the
Mm,
way.
We did. I
Remember?
voted for that. Yeah.
Jeff?
Yes, we
Right.
all voted for it.
Yeah. And before we start, let me just say what a amazing production decision this time, the in the hands of the fans voting system. Because anytime they pull some bullshit twist, they could just say we asked for it.
Oh,
And
that's another
that's
Charlie thing I
their-
liked actually. I liked that at the swap, they were like Charlie complained about the swap, and then D was like, "Dude, did you vote for it?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course I did." All defeated. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, but how great is that they could just say, "Hey, y'all voted for this shit, so eat it, motherfucker."
Yeah, exactly.
And the producers had an opportunity and fucking start jerking off to it. Anyways, next
Season in the
up,
hands of fans, man.
the first aired victim of the Blood Moon Twist, Camilla Carthigesu.
Good
She's
job on
another
pronouncing
one.
her last name.
She is another one who I think, maybe did not need to be on the cast.
Oh, definitely not. Like,
I don't. I think
I um
you can bring Camilla back for like second chances too. That I would have be like, yeah, if that's fair. He's popular enough, went far. Sure. Season 50.
Right.
If Camilla was on season 46, do you think she's coming back?
No.
No.
Yeah.
She's on. It was very much a recency bias, Paul.
I will give a little intel into this. Everyone says that the last 2 cuts for season 50 were Andy and Marianne for Savin Rizzo, which isn't untrue. The last cut for season 50 was Sophie B.
Yes.
Nuts.
I've heard that.
They
And
wanted one on each tribe. Every
Yep,
Tres Leches.
I would have done that. I would have cut Camilla for Sophie.
I would too. Yeah, if that's the
probably.
option, I probably would have done that, even though I have my qualms about Sophie B, but I think she presents more character than Camilla does. I think that's kind of the problem with Camilla. And especially because her whole storyline was about in 48, proving shit to herself and to her parents or whatever, even though she's like 35 or whatever the fuck age she is.
Yep.
And married.
Story arc was proving herself to her parents. She has been married for 7 years.
Yeah.
She's like 33.
Yeah, so she really just brings nothing to this season for me.
I think the Camilla appeal. I'm not really a Camilla fan. I think the appeal is her confessionals. I think people like her as a confessionalist a lot. I've seen people compare her to. I think this is ridiculous. I've seen people compare her to Courtney Yates. I don't think she's Courtney Yates.
No.
I think she seems like somebody who is not afraid to talk shit in the confessionals. I think a lot of people are on New Era. I'm trying to give her credit.
Yeah,
for that.
I'd give her
I
that.
think
I don't think that
people
Olympics
who aren't going to do that.
Yeah,
a lot now.
You get so many people that do the popular New Era thing where they can't just say something mean or unflattering about someone. They have to phrase it with "I really like this person" or "Oh, I'm sorry, I still love you," kind of shit. And it just annoys. Even the New Era characters I like do that, and it's just
I think,
oh my god,
Joe does that a lot, and I love Joe. But Joe does
Jonathan
that
does that a lot. It's just okay, you could just say.
I think
something
Shan
about
does a couple
someone.
of those about JD, and it's like, dude, you clearly don't like this style. Come on.
Yeah, it's everyone has to be friendly now. Everyone has to hold hands and be friends when it's all over. It's just
Yeah.
And
that shouldn't be a part of Survivor.
I will say,
I appreciate that Camilla does not have that perspective.
Oh no, yeah. Immediately after getting flipped on by Jonathan, she just basically tells Tiffany, get this fucker out of here.
Yeah. Another thing with Camilla that a lot of fans, and I think she even echoes this sentiment on the show, is it's like Camilla, I'm glad she came back because this time she'll get a chance to actually play the game, which is just like what, like that's just the stupidest shit in the world to me. Like
She
she's like, I had
played
to play
it.
with these honor and integrity people, and I'm like, Camilla, didn't you almost like, weren't you like a vote away from winning or some bullshit like that?
She
Like, what do
played.
you mean?
She
I remember
played one of
away
the. She was one of the best players on her season. She was a direct duo with the winner of that season,
Yeah,
who
she
is
isn't the
debatably
worst
the best
ever at
player
fire
of.
making.
She. Fuck did she?
Yeah,
That
if
has to
she,
be. That might
If she
be the
pulls out
most
final immunity, she
embarrassing.
wins. Simple as
yeah,
that.
she has one of the biggest chokes I think ever in Survivor
Throws
history.
Kyle versus Joe in fire. Joe fucking completely smokes Kyle for sure, and then he wins probably like
Yeah,
same margins
even if
that.
Kyle wins Joe, I mean Kyle beats Joe in fire making. I still think Camilla has a
Yeah,
good chance of winning that season
she might
against
win
Kyle.
unanimously against Joe and Eva because I'm pretty sure I think Joe would still get Cedric, but I'm pretty sure
Hell
the two
yeah,
Eva votes were people who wanted a woman to win.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
she's got
Camilla, I
those
think
locked up
at the
too.
reunion said that she would have voted. That Star at the reunion said she would have voted Camilla, and that's an Eva vote.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's probably 6-1-0 or
7-1-0.
7. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
whatever that
Classic.
is.
The new era staple, 7-1-0. She was meant to win it.
True. Oh my
If you
god.
think about it.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
There have actually only been 3 combinations of FTC votes in the new era. It's been 7-1-0, 5-3-0, 5-2-1.
That's not true.
Yeah, no.
Oh no, I thought that I thought it was 4-3-0 for what's his name for 46.
Yeah,
I
no,
forgot that
that would
like
have been
Charlie would have
cooler.
won if Maria voted for him because Ben would have been a juror.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Camilla just doesn't really do anything for me this season. Of course, she only goes to like what 2 tribal councils,
Yeah,
so
she's
it
barely
makes
present.
sense.
The talent show scene was fun enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
shout
it
out
wasn't
to
anything.
the Charlie and Jonathan fight. Also, that's another
Yeah,
Charlie
that was
moment that
another
was
good Charlie
better.
moment.
We just like rocks Jonathan shit in the preview, and everyone was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie, most improved. For real.
Yeah, he genuinely could be. I really don't have anything else to say about Camilla this season.
She
Yeah,
is a
one very
Noah
cringy confession,
is
but then she just
she's definitely a role filling pre-juror on an all returnee season. That is what I have
Yeah.
no,
to say.
literally just exists throughout most of the season, and then she
It's a,
just gets
Yep.
excited there.
The
Get
one
some
good thing I can say
confessionals.
about her is her boot is the only boot in the Blood Moon that like felt deserved. You know?
I'm sure she'll appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Camilla, but like you know, yours
No, I think she
actually
also
felt kind of deserved.
she
Like
does also. I think her edit is so quiet because she goes in the same episode as one of the most popular players in the new era and one of the most popular players of all time.
Yeah.
So it's kind
that
of
never
like,
helps.
yeah, it's a triple boot, and she is the one that is like, and Camilla has fans, of course, but she's third, I
Yeah.
think.
I think she's
Yeah.
even third amongst the people that like Camilla. Well, you know, maybe
Yeah.
second over Colby, but like they like
She could take
Genevieve
no,
more.
because Colby won everybody over because he's so fucking awesome.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll get to
I
Colby
love
soon. We'll get
that
to
for
Colby
him,
soon.
but yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So next
Now
up,
it's the mother
Blood
view.
Moon's next
Madame
victim.
Madame Canada.
She has it. She just has it. She's great.
I am
She's
not like
working with total bullshit on 47 on one of the worst casts ever, and she still manages to mostly be fine. And then you put her with people who are actually like competent in front of a camera, and she is solid. You know, it's nothing crazy. As Source 2 Idol soundtrack, she's not like great, but I think I think there is a reality where she is on a season with a good cast, and everything she talks about isn't just idol shit, and she's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
She's
never
one of
been on
a
the Genevieve train as much of other people. Like I've always thought, you know, good for new era. But she is a very competent speaker, and I could see an inherent charm with Genevieve. And yeah, she has to just talk about a bunch of bullshit this season.
Yeah, she's
But
just so easy to get behind as a
yeah,
personality, I think.
she's
She is
naturally
one of
rootable.
she's
She
one of
aligns with great people
uh-huh.
in this
She's
season
one of
too.
she is
And
one
on
of
47,
the
she pushes her home to the merge.
Yeah, I can respect that. Thank you.
Something.
she has one of the unluckiest runs in Survivor history, maybe ever on this season.
It's
Literally.
even worse finding out that if Aubrey didn't have the idol, they would have just, or if Aubrey didn't if they figured out that Aubrey wasn't going to play her idol, they would have just voted Aubrey out. It's just
Yeah.
another.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Or
if we her number
had
one
to-
ally medically evacuated.
Mm-hmm.
Then her biggest adversary, who is like maybe the most unfun person to be on that beach with, gets an idol. Then she gets swapped on a tribe where she is in a majority but never goes to tribal.
Yeah. We also
another one
forgot
of
to
her-
mention 2 people in her
Q.
original majority alliance both don't have their votes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's also true.
Q
Like, what the
also gets voted out, and then she enters the Blood Moon and gets put on a tribe with Aubrey, Christian, and Rick Devens with an
Whoa.
idol in Aubrey's pocket, and it is over. There is
Yeah.
literally absolutely not a single thing she could have done.
The 2 people she boomeranged the idol to are also safe that round. So it's like
Oh yeah,
the 2 people she made cross tribal alliances with
yeah.
just aren't even fucking there.
Yeah, both exiled.
They're both exiled. Yes, holy
Yes.
fuck.
Both Ozzy and the Riz God.
That is.
So she never had an opportunity to be on the same tribe as them.
Yeah,
Yeah, Rizzo at the beginning, but she never gets to talk to Ozzy.
She found 2 idols and didn't get to keep either of them.
Yeah, it is a rough one for Genevieve.
Yeah.
It is
But
that
really,
final
will become very
her
quickly about the fan base for a very good reason.
that
I'm
that
kind of
final
glad
bit
it
where
happened
she's
to her.
trying to
Oh, you go.
Yeah, that final bit where she's trying to get the something going, even though she knows there isn't anything that will ever get going, is so hard to watch.
Yeah,
And that,
those small
when
tribes
she-
of 5
Yep.
that are just randomly swapped are just
Oh,
like
terrible.
ay.
And
Terrible.
then when
Oh, and it wasn't even a tribe because they merged. We forgot to mention how fucking stupid the merge is this season.
Yeah,
They merged to just go into teams that go to different camps. I'm like,
And then
that looks like a
then-
tribe swap to me.
Yeah, and then she gives her jacket to Aubrey out of complete obligation, and it's just, oh my god. And literally every single person in the entire fan base felt bad for her, and the
Oh god, I
entire
know. I
thing with
saw her
Jen-
husband posting on Twitter that she now thinks she's bad at Survivor, which made me
Yeah.
feel. I was just like, oh god, this
Yeah.
poor woman.
She said
No,
she'll
I know.
never come back because she knows she's bad.
Yeah,
Like, so
Jen,
why would
you're
she
not
come
bad.
back?
You should come back. You're not bad.
Her Survivor self-confidence is completely in the shitter, and she's blaming herself for all of this when absolutely none of it's her fault. It's all the fault of bullshit.
It's all Aubrey.
It's all fucking Aubrey.
All Aubrey's fault.
I don't know if I'm
Y'all
gonna
see that,
Aubrey.
And I've heard
but-
I've heard they're still not on great terms to this day.
Yeah, have you heard that
like-
story that Aubrey, when the rock draw thing, she smiled evilly at Genevieve from across the fucking merge trial? It was insane.
Awesome.
That might
I
have
would
been
have liked Aubrey so much better if we would have saw that.
That might have been the only moment across the entire season where Aubrey felt any sort of happiness whatsoever.
Which is quite something.
At least I get to take down a powerful woman. That's what she was thinking.
Right.
At least I get to
Hashtag-
take on Twitter.
Man,
I'm
I
kind
cannot
of-
believe that
hashtag-
Aubrey was popular after that confessional she has on Co Wrong about how the beautiful women are fruit that will eventually go old and die, and when they become ugly, it's Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Man,
My favorite
hashtag-
Catholic.
Rodney says shit less misogynistic than
Man,
that. Come on.
Hashtag feminist.
I don't
There's a
know
reason
how Aubrey
there's a
can go
reason I
through
call-
the but I don't know.
Hashtag feminism. There's a reason I call Aubrey Bracco the Survivor Hillary Clinton. But
Yo.
I feel so bad for Genevieve. She's like, I never want to play again unless it's Bloodwater 3, and I'd only want to do it just because of how much my husband wants.
Do
Yeah.
Bloodwater 3.
Huh?
Do Blood vs. Water 3 then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bring her
that'd
back.
be a
Jeff
fun
advice.
season.
Jen,
Yeah, Jeff, you're
Like-
listening. Go ahead and
like-
do it.
Blood versus Waters. Both of them are quite well liked in the fan base, so I don't think people mind seeing it again.
Yeah. I do like we're talking about all her twist screwed bullshit. Like the greedy side of me is happy that it happened to a player like Genevieve in the sense that she's so popular that people are talking about how bullshitty Survivor is.
yeah.
Where like
I'm not gonna
if
give a
this
fuck.
would have happened to Joe or Jonathan, no one would have given a fuck on the
Yeah,
stand
no.
bases and Twitters, So it's like it sucks that it had to happen to someone I like too, but it's just like, yeah, I guess it had to happen to someone. The greedy side of me hopes that Survivor will learn a lesson because it happened to someone so universally beloved.
It won't.
Like,
They won't.
They won't. Like I know
No,
that.
They're not going to.
But
It
like,
should be a wake up call, and it won't be.
yeah.
Which
And
is
I wish I could say stuff about Genevieve on the season that I actually like. It just really doesn't. She just gets a lot of idle content. She has a great confessional when Kyle leaves. Her and Q's are both really good.
Yeah.
And there's just so much of it's just like bullshit I don't care about.
Yeah,
that
I
she
think it's
has
less
to
that
deal with.
she's
She has to
like
deal with
great,
Billie
but it's
Eilish.
more like she clearly has it in a way that a lot of people don't.
Yeah, like
on this part of the
I'd
show.
rather
She's
hear
clearly-
her talk about the Billie
Yeah.
Eilish Boomerang Idol than a lot of characters, But it's still like I still have to get that scene twice,
Yeah.
and it's not a good scene.
Like she's fine. She can do good confessionals, and like that's why I think not really as bad with her as it could be with other people. So I was like somewhat rooting for her in a sense because of that. And the whole thing with her and Aubrey, man, what a timeline.
it's so sad.
I don't think I'm as like harsh on Aubrey for it because it does kind of feel a little bit out of nowhere. But like Aubrey just, and we'll get to it. She just seems such a downer this season that like you naturally assume that like Genevieve is in the right, even though like I bet if we ask Aubrey, she's gonna say Genevieve targeted me randomly for no reason. And maybe I don't fucking know.
She might be telling the truth. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of really sad eliminations that happen 10 minutes apart from each other.
Oh God.
Oh, the GOAT Cole.
Standing
It
up,
was so nice to see him back.
I'm standing up and saluting.
I'm draped in a Texas flag right now. Like, oh my God. It was such a joy to see Colby. And before we get to, the mechanics of him being twist screwed and his elimination, I do want to conclude it with saying I am very glad with the Colby Donaldson we got. My biggest fear going into this season was Colby was going to be the shining example of why old school Survivor doesn't work, why these players cannot hang. And I was like, I was terrified that they were going to make an example out of Colby like they did a lot of my favorite players on Winners at War.
Yeah. Or like with Colby on Heroes versus Villains, honestly.
Yeah, or even that. And I think he's still a really great character on Heroes versus Villains, but his reputation took a hit, whatever. I think it would have been kind of more malicious on this new season because, Winners at War was pretty much all about that. So I was very afraid, but I'm super glad that he left with, first of all, no like real mistakes on his record. Like a lot of people are like, damn, he was playing. You see fans online that say this is the best game he's ever played, which like, he was one vote away of winning the biggest season ever. Like, he's
one vote away from winning. I think his game on Heroes versus Villains is kind of underrated.
He does get all the way to 5th place, but
he has a huge preseason alliance he has to go up against on the Heroes tribe.
Underrated thing. If Parvati doesn't win immunity at the final 6, Russell, Rupert, and Colby could be the final three.
Oh yeah, and I think Colby
and
wins that.
Colby wins that. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is not like he is like the last member of a Pagonged Alliance. There is a reality where he wins that season.
Yeah. And then look at the final five in Heroes versus Villains. The final challenge, it's to Colby and Parvati again. If
Yeah.
Colby clutches that one, then Final Immunity was a crap show. Like that was just like, at least what we saw, it really could have been Russell, Jerry, or Parvati at the end. It was just complete bullshit luck that Russell won that.
Yeah. And if
at that very
Russell
end.
won, if Russell won and Colby goes at 4, Sandra does not lose to Jerry also. I just would like to say that.
Yeah.
I keep seeing people say that Jerry beats Sandra, and I think it is based on nothing. I don't know why everyone thinks that.
Yeah. We could get into that later.
The source on that
But-
is Jerry, but
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it was very
so,
nice that Colby's reputation has taken a upswing with the more online fan base,
Yeah.
right?
and it's been really cool.
Some of the Stan Twittery people when Colby got eliminated. Obviously the people hating on him preseason because he's old. He's old, he's Southern, he's a Republican, etc., etc.
Why is it him and not Jerry? Was another huge one, which Jerry stoked the flames of that to some extent too.
Yeah.
But that was another one you saw constantly is, Colby sucks without Jerry.
Yeah.
If he has to be on, she has to be on. Which she should have been on, but like,
Jerry should have been there. Jerry would have been great. But
yeah, day of his
Colby was great.
The night of his
Colby's
boot,
super good.
The 15-year-old on Stan Twitter were like Colby's mother or some shit like that.
Yeah, Colby's serving mother or whatever. I completely agree.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
Like he comes back and he's like playing a great game. He was planning on, he if he didn't get completely twist fucked the way he did with the bad blood moon and the lost vote and all that other bullshit. Well, I mean, if he didn't get voted out that night, he would have for sure been medevac the next day.
Yeah.
Which is also really just such a shitty, unfortunate thing he could have done nothing about. He was saying how, like, he was going to play a more cutthroat game and, flip back and forth against the honor integrity people. I genuinely would have liked to see him group in with the polyamorous relationship and they become a group of 4.
Yeah, with Suri and Ozzy and all them. Yeah.
I mean, I know Colby and Rizzo were eventually working together. I know Colby wanted to work with Suri, so.
Yeah, there were a lot of opportunities for Colby there, and he gets a bad draw and bad injury. I think he gets more twist screwed than Genevieve, and it's just semantics at that point. They both got super twist screwed, but he didn't even have a vote.
Both of them just get so unlucky.
Yeah, they get at least Genevieve could pull the thing where she can get 2 people to her side to vote her way, where like Colby has to push the vote onto someone else because he doesn't have a vote.
Yeah, Colby
had to be like
does not have a vote for the entirety of the time he is in the game.
We don't get to see his awesome handwriting. He has the best handwriting in Survivor history, and we don't see it once. What the fuck?
The thing is, his run is so unfortunate on 50. But his run on 50 was also awesome to see because he was just delivering the entire time. He was just clearly so overjoyed every single moment he was out there. It was honestly so
from the second he
heartwarming.
says that like Rizzo's an annoying kid or whatever.
Yeah, he was like Rizzo.
amazing.
He was annoyed by Rizzo and then
annoying.
becomes a father figure to Rizzo.
Yeah, it tells
like,
him to stop cussing and all that. It's so good.
The young man, to a degree, has won me over, and just to see Colby Donaldson just accept Kyle and Genevieve as one of his own. That was like honestly so heartwarming. He made the Zach Brown reward okay to watch.
But I was happy that I don't know. He seemed to like it.
He said that his Survivor journey can be complete now that he got the Zach Brown reward.
Oh God, he's awesome.
In all fairness, because you'll never hear another podcast defend the Zach Brown Award, and I'm not defending the Zach Brown Award, but I do think it would hit like a fucking truck to have not heard any music for a week or two or whatever, and then it could be the worst fucking musician in the world. Machine Gun Kelly could have shown up with an acoustic guitar and played some numbers, and I would have fucking cried. You know,
Even
that
Bob
would
Dylan, man.
too.
Kelly, Machine Gun Kelly could have gone in there, sang his cover of Aerials by System of a Down, and I would have been like, "Oh my god, that's the greatest thing ever."
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I'm not like number one or even probably number 100 biggest fan of Zach Brown. I think he's not great, but I think the main issue with that is not his music. It's
yeah, everything around
the
it
really
is
cool,
bad.
really long scene where he goes on and on about how he can catch a fish even though he can't catch a fish.
Yeah, and he has
That one
like
is
a really,
ridiculous.
you know, fancy, expensive like spear gun and all that. Like all that shit sucks. But I think
Yeah.
the reactions from the castaways and that are pretty. I enjoyed that part.
I
of it.
loved when D like broke into tears because
Yeah.
Zach Brown's music means the world to her. It's like
Yeah.
him, really?
Or all people
That's
saying
great.
that Song's music means so much to her.
I love
I think it
Chrissy
makes sense.
flirting with Zach Brown and Colby immediately calling her on it.
Oh,
That's a good.
On that swap tribe, I love Colby being knighted by Coach.
Yes,
That's so
that was a
great.
great scene.
The intercut between Colby's reaction to it and Joe's reaction, because Joe is so totally into it and sold on it, and Colby is just like he knows this is part of Coach's shtick, and he's
Yeah.
trying not to laugh at him, and he's taking it as a good sport. What is he like the Oak or something?
The Oak
I-
Warrior, shit
The
like
Oak
that. He's like,
Warrior, some bullshit.
and he's like, you know what? Fuck it, man. Why not?
Yeah.
I also love that in the premiere during the like the fashion show, he's so into it. He's like rolling all over the floor and man, he was just such like I know Prope's whole thing is like we want joyful, fun people, and it's like okay, Probst, like whatever.
He's just so
I
fun.
think he was when Probst said like the joy and fun, I feel like Colby is the embodiment of that in the best way possible. I loved every second of him being back. And we haven't even gotten into his eulogy tribal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but,
before
like,
we
it's
get into that,
such
I
a
do want to
downer. Oh my
preface with
gosh.
what you're saying is a lot of those early Colby moments even kind of reminded me of Outback. And something Colby said in the pregame press that really touched me was he said that this time playing Survivor was the closest he's been mentally since that very first time he played when he was 26 years old. And he was like, the second and third time I was living in California, I was trying to make a career in the entertainment business. This time I'm back living in Texas. I'm back as a rancher. I'm back as a welder. I've rediscovered, some of the passions of my youth, and I've stripped myself back to these roots. And as someone that's also left Texas and come back, I've had very similar emotions to that. And I think you could really see that in Colby, and I think that colors his whole experience. And he talks about that on his eulogy. Half of his
Yeah.
life has transpired from Survivor. This is the most popular, arguably the most popular Survivor player ever. Like he has to be in the top 4 most popular Survivor players ever. And
Yeah, it's like
Survivor
him,
has,
Rupert, Stephanie, and Sage.
yes, of course, and it's defined his life in this really profound way, and he became a megastar at 26. And that whole eulogy is just it's just such a nice send off. Like, of course, the mechanics of it are bullshit, and that does take away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That he just is totally fucked and can't
Yeah.
vote or anything. But it is also kind of harkens back to what I like about some early tribal councils in the earlier seasons where there's no bullshitting. Colby can't play a shot in the dark, so why blindside him? He knows he's going. And that allows the emotion to come out like that. And you could have a very meditative tribal council when someone knows they're going, and then you don't have to lie to them.
And I also want to shout out D in that episode and at that tribal, because all the things Colby's saying is like obviously like D is sobbing.
Oh yeah,
this because
And Dee
she had,
earlier was saying she's so excited to make Coach and Colby her dogs, and they have to throw each other under the bus to see who goes home. And
Yeah.
Colby is making her fucking cry by the end of the episode. That's like some Rob Zabachnik shit, you know?
She had said like way in the pregame that she's like, oh, I want to target Colby. I don't like Colby very much. And then she meets Colby on that the Blood Moon swap, and she's like, talking to him is like, I've never felt this way playing Survivor, where like you can just tell someone is being fully real world, honest and authentic, you know.
Yeah,
And like
that's Colby.
her
Real guy.
And it was very touching to see how 6 hours of the Colby Donaldson experience can move someone the way that Dee was moved by that. And in a minute, speaking of Dee, just
Yeah, we
again
are about to talk to her.
I was also
We'll
gonna
talk about
say,
it. We'll
talk about
especially
a while.
What you got,
Oh,
Noah?
Yep, Dee's gonna hop
be
on.
able
We're gonna talk about. We're gonna
like, sorry,
certified
Mr.
friend of
Um,
certified friend of the pot. No.
friend of the show, Dee Valladares. Yeah.
No.
but
What's
yeah, I
up,
was
Noah?
gonna say, hold on for a second. I was gonna say, yeah, it's especially very nice seeing how much fun Colby has been having on this season because, I mean, you can tell, especially in Heroes versus Villains, he is just not having any fun at all. So just
Which
to
I
see
think
that,
is still like fun in its own way. I do more or less enjoy Colby that season, but it
oh, yeah,
is.
obviously he's good on it.
It's
Yeah,
nice to
he's
see him
definitely
have a good
on
time.
TV. But it's especially nice to see that after he had what pretty miserable experience the last time he played, being able to, have fun and, be able to, feel a lot better about the way things turned out on 50 was definitely very nice to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He takes it as it is. I think he knows more of what he's getting into. Heroes versus Villains, that was like one of the first seasons where they're filmed in a very small part of a beach, a very small part of an island. And so I think he had very realistic expectations, but he also really learned how to roll with the punches. And,
Yeah.
he talks about how he was like, I will make myself have a good time this time. And
Yeah, and he did.
yeah, he did. And
He's like
so,
infectiously joyful the entire time he's on the season. It's really
yeah, it's
just great. It's great to see Colby again. It really
Yeah.
is.
Man.
Yep, that was
Salute
great. Still
Colby
$1 million
Donaldson.
smile. So
Ah, man. Man, oh man, oh man.
yeah.
Anyways, speaking of divide, what the fuck? What the fuck?
What the hell?
Oh man, she was great on the challenge. I liked her on the challenge a lot.
Clearly,
We all know you're
clearly.
watching this. We all know you're watching this, D. You should do the challenge again. I would love to see it.
I like
Your ass is not
you might be
watching
better on the challenge than you are on Survivor, D, and you're pretty good on Survivor too.
Yeah.
What is
I don't know,
this?
pretty good might be too.
Oh, dude.
D, break up more marriages, please.
Please
That
don't.
makes you
but
good reality TV.
Oh yeah, D is someone who I think I liked her more this season, to be honest. I think that she's far from the only person that has this problem, but I think every new era winner with a big personality gets very sanitized. I
They
think
get whitewashed.
yeah,
for sure.
happens with Marianne, happens with Gabler, happens with Jam Jam, happens with D. Doesn't really happen. It happens with Savannah. I think
Yeah.
46 through 48 run, they're just kind of boring.
Yeah, I
but,
think they're boring people.
but
yes.
yeah, I think so. Seeing D able to be as like fun and she's talking shit and she's kind of messy.
Yeah,
I
she's a
really
killer.
enjoyed that. Yeah, she's good. She's another one where I think seeing her in a context where she doesn't have to be the strategic focal point of the season,
Mhm.
I really appreciated her. She was a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Yeah. That Jonathan fight was great. That was one of my
That was
favorite
a good ass fight.
fights in geez. Yeah, you
Yeah,
you forget
very
that fights could happen on Survivor.
yeah, her
I know.
her boot episode, which is the most recent episode to air,
Yes.
probably the best episode of the season so far.
I might just go the premiere.
Maybe.
That and a premiere.
Premiere last third is really rough, so maybe the I think this episode that just aired, the Dee's boot is the first one where I think every character was fine to great to me. There's no one that was a negative to me in that episode.
Yeah, there was
Like,
a lot
even
of good
characters I
stuff
don't
in
like
there,
were
and
fine in that
D,
episode.
D going crazy throughout the entire time was amazing to see. Her still fighting with Jonathan at Tribal was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that I knew she had it after watching the challenge season she was on. I knew she was like capable of being that, but I'm glad that Survivor is willing to let her be that because she is really just someone who is always going to deliver if they let her.
Mhm.
And they let her, and she did. Yeah, she was great.
Yeah,
She didn't get a
I was
Romber
more like
montage
meh
at
about
episode 12 to explain why her and her closest ally are working together the whole season.
the
Yeah,
Rob and Amber montage on
Oh
season
my
45 is so bad.
It's one of
It's,
the most insulting moments in the entire franchise.
if I
It's
were D, I would be
ridiculous.
so embarrassed. Same with Austin. Like,
Oh,
how
yeah.
embarrassing that that's what they do. Like, have a little fling or catch a little feelings on the island, sure. But like, that's how you were going to characterize it. Like, yeah. Okay, back to D on
D
50.
man.
Yeah,
I
she's not really all that present until the episodes where she starts going to tribal council. And really, Zach Brown is like the earliest D moment I remember, and that's like what, like episode 4 or something like that.
man.
But yeah, those 3 episodes where she goes to tribal council are very good.
I like the Rizzo dynamic, because again they tried to pregame together and it did not go well, and then they got on the island together and they started working together. Rizzo says, "I'm not I'm not a guy's guy. I always ally with the girls." The 3 main women that Rizzo has been in that kind of alliance with.
Yeah, D is as closest to a Sophie B or Savannah type on this cast now that Savannah's gone.
I mean, listen.
Yeah, I'd ally with hot women too if they let me. That's cool. That's cool. He's down with the Latinos. He's down with my man Ozzy too.
Yeah.
And I mean, Twitter had some really, really appropriate things to say about Rizzo and Ozzy on Exile.
About how they had gay sex. I think Rizzo said that.
Of course they did.
No,
I think I saw Rizzo saying that Ozzy made him be Big Spoon or something.
He said that.
I heard that too.
Yeah. There was a very like non-metaphorical thing that some Stan Twitter person tweeted, and Sophie B replied like, "I just showed this to Savannah, funniest thing like
maybe
ever."
It's true.
Maybe
it happened.
Yeah.
But
I've also seen clips of the Liz God on TikTok. She'd be good on the show. She's fun too.
well, let's get back to talking about D.
Yes.
So I do like I was saying, those D tribal council moments and the whole thing with Coach. I love that Coach is exploding and finally cracking. And I'm glad that we have players like D that are willing to dig into that kind of shit. Obviously it didn't help her this time around, but I was so afraid that this season was gonna be just like people just putting up with Coach's shit because Coach is a legend, or
Which
they all
he
want to
is,
slay
but
dragons together or whatever. But that there's a lot of good stuff, and the fights with Jonathan, and she's just willing to get dirty, scratch
cause conflict.
Yeah.
And
someone talks shit, she'll talk shit back, and I think that's ultimately
it's a sign of
the
a good
one
reality
trait that is
television.
most important for being on a show like this.
Yeah. And the short arc she gets is I do think it is better than what the D we got on 45, just because
we
just
get the so
words
sanitized, and it's very clear how sanitized she is on 45. It's really unfortunate because I think we saw this season that she, I'm sure there's a lot of great fights she got in 45 that were on the cutting room floor. I'd be surprised.
Like Sifu was on that season. Like,
yeah, she hated that guy.
Yeah.
Food.
And
Unlike us,
the,
we all have Sifu, friend of the show.
the extent of what we saw in 45 was the fight between her and Drew Basile.
I don't even remember that happening. What? When does that
Um,
happen?
they got into like some like huge shit talking fight, and then Drew Basile like threw the pot across the camp or some shit.
Oh, maybe.
Uh,
I guess I need to rewatch 45.
Drew Basile, who's now like jacked, so he should have been on season 50.
He's Jack now? What?
Yeah, this man got like hella muscles. He's like ripped.
What the fuck?
I don't.
That
They should have put him on.
I'm 45, he looked like that guy from Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, we needed Fat Malcolm, Fat Zeke, and Rip Drew Basile on season
Oh,
50.
dude,
and it would
we
have been
needed
better.
Fat Malcolm on season 50.
Would have been so aura.
He
Yeah.
looks like Orson Welles now. He's probably finally entertaining.
And and Drew has he's got the Jeopardy residuals. I feel
Yeah,
like we've said enough about D at this point.
we said
Yeah, we
about Drew at
can-
this point. We can move on from D.
All right,
Sorry, listeners.
Now moving into the people still in the game in alphabetical order, we will
All
keep
right.
these all brief because we have a postseason podcast to talk about them when they are fully
Yes.
when
When all is said and done. All right, let's see Ms.
Oh,
Bracco,
Aubrey Bracco.
I was
my
part of the
Italian
season.
grandma.
I was
Worst part of the
dreading.
season.
Yeah, no. But I was dreading seeing her, and I was right. She's keeping the Edge of Extinction energy, where she is just clearly miserable and hates doing the show.
Yeah.
And
I think they
she's-
told her after Edge of Extinction, you're never going to get cast again because you weren't fun.
Yeah.
And they cast her again.
And
So,
guess what? She's not fun.
Yeah.
They called her 6 days before the flight out to be there, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
And
put her on every season they could since Korog. It is ridiculous. And I'm
God.
just
So
this season especially, I'm really feeling the Aubrey fatigue. Every time she shows up, it's just like
she
Yeah.
just sucks the
I
life
just-
out of
yeah.
every single scene she's
she
in.
feels so lucky to be there too. Like she's been on Winning Tribes, Amazing Swaps. Like
yes, she's the reverse Genevieve. Of course, they have their beef. Every
Yeah, but
time things go wrong for Genevieve, they go good for Aubrey. It is really
yeah, it's just complete luck. It's not even like, wow, I'm impressed Aubrey did some shit. It's like,
No,
well, damn,
it's
what
like-
an amazing pull for Aubrey.
she gets swapped to the tribe with the guys who already gave her an idol. Like
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's
we
just-
get the
the entire time she's been here so far, she's just been sulking the whole time. And now she has an idol. Great. She's just doing so much. Oh, she's just,
Mhm.
and I
Just
don't mind
miserable.
a sulking character. They like bring something to it too. She's not even like the
It's
entertaining
not- yeah.
kind. Like Stephanie Dill is telling them to like piss on him and
she's
and
not,
shit like that.
fighting. She's not doing
Yeah, she's
anything.
not fight. Yeah, she's shutting down, but
Mhm.
not in a way that is bringing conflict to the camp. Either
Yeah.
the people being like, "Damn, she's a kind of a bummer."
Yeah. The first swap happens and like Tiffany just gets a genuine conversation going of like, "Hey, I want to work with you," and she just breaks down crying, and it's like,
Yeah.
"Girl, come on."
She's a new mother, right? Isn't she like a fairly new mother? Like, I can imagine that's pretty hard. Not really. If she was called 6 days before
Oh
and
yeah.
she has to go out and she might not have had the time to mentally prepare for that experience.
For sure.
She does not seem like she had the time to mentally prepare for the experience.
No.
Yeah.
So
I do empathize with her. I do think in this last episode, she was probably my favorite episode of Aubrey. I don't really remember why,
Yeah.
but I remember thinking she
I
had a
liked
couple good moments.
when she danced
dances
around
with
the coach. I
Yeah.
thought that was funny.
That's kind of
I-
an insane moment.
the when,
I love that gif of her jumping off the thing and missing.
Oh
that
yeah, I've seen that GIF like
I
in
see
the
a bunch on
wild, completely
Twitter.
unrelated.
Yeah,
It's
I've seen it
really
on just people. That's like one of the new missing your shot gifs.
Mhm.
good. Yeah,
And
I
I do appreciate it because it is a good gif.
it is a good GIF.
I-
So
it
Aubrey
is.
gave us that.
I like in the most
No Maddie
recent
Whitmore,
episode.
but it's good.
I like in the most recent episode when they come back from tribal and they were like, "Yo, what the fuck? You said you were gonna play your idol. You didn't play your idol." And she was like, "I forgot." And everyone was like, "Bullshit."
That is a great, terrible lie.
It
Like,
is a
that is
really good, like, you gotta be kidding kind of excuse.
Yeah.
Another Aubrey.
Everyone, it just goes around the camp because everyone's just so disgusted at how fucking stupid it is. Like, even though it might not be the best thing to just tell everyone, but everyone just has to tell each other, like, can you believe this shit she's trying to pull?
Yeah. Another Aubrey bullshit moment I like is on the mat chat when Devins is like, "Guys, for the fan vote, I didn't vote for idols," and Aubrey's just like, "Yeah, bullshit, dude." Anyways,
Okay.
those are
I'll
the
I'll
good
give
things.
Aubrey
There
one more
are a
moment
mul-
that I
there are
do like is in this latest episode when she talks to Coach and she's like, "Hey, why the fuck do y'all care more about my idol than like Ozzy's or Rizzo's?" And I thought I was like, okay, that's good to confront. That's an interesting thing to dwell on. They didn't really dwell on it, but I thought that was an interesting
Making a
philosophical
fair
thing.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, she's making a fair point. Like, I think maybe some of it is because the person she can boomerang it to is still in the game, while Ozzy's and Rizzo's, that person isn't. But that's not explored at all. I don't think anyone brings that up.
I think the main reason is people respect Aubrey as a player more than Ozzy, and they don't know who Rizzo is, so they're not really. Also, Rizzo
Yeah.
comes off like a 10-year-old a lot of the time.
Yeah,
so they're
he
probably not
is.
threatened by him.
He is spiritually 14.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
Next person.
yeah, we really said more good things than bad about Aubrey here. She's just
All
been
of Twitter
Overwhelmingly
is
a negative
shitting on her
presence.
right
She has
now.
overwhelmingly negative presence. I just feel bad for her.
Yeah. You can find people shitting on Aubrey that used to love Aubrey if you go
And-
on twitter.com.
Yeah.
And
You know?
everything that they're saying about Aubrey is honestly right.
Yeah.
It feels redundant to be like, yeah, she's super unpleasant. The Genevieve beef feels like really mean spirited in a way that's like not entertaining at all. It just feels like
Yeah.
she hates
It-
Genevieve for no reason.
It's just so
even though
funny
she
to
was
me
a-
that Aubrey's loss triggered so much bad in Survivor. Then all of like Twitter at the time or whatever was so on Aubrey's side, and then just she has appeared and appeared and appeared, and they have all fucking turned on her. That's just nuts because
Yeah,
Aubrey is the godmother of the new era. She is the godmother of
she
permafusion.
is. Yeah, her and I think Adam Klein are the two first like new era Survivor players.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's Richard
The
Hatch.
show does
Like,
not. Yeah, the show doesn't become what it is without her. For better, but well, for worse, I'd say for worse.
Yeah. There
Yeah,
are
Worse.
I think there are a lot more subconscious things, a lot of subconscious projections that I'm throwing onto Aubrey. A lot of the reasons why are things we will be saving for the postseason discussion.
yeah,
If
Yeah.
you
we can
know,
get to the
you
next
know.
person.
Yep. Great timing.
Let's
I
see,
feel
off
weird
it.
about this one.
It is
It's
that's a
unfortunate
very
that
good
she's so
photo, by the way.
underrated.
Phenomenal photo. She takes a great photo.
Hmm.
She had that really great confessional in the Blood Moon episode where it sounds like she's about to lie down and die, and she's like turns it around. I thought that was a lot of fun.
That was good.
I'm sure that's the energy she has been bringing because every time I see like there's a big Chrissy scene, I really do enjoy it. But
Yeah.
it's
Even when she got the
not happening.
one line in the Zach Brown episode, it's a good line.
Yeah. Chrissy's got
Um,
it. Chrissy is somebody who has it.
Yeah, she's the main person where it's like, yeah, I get the arguments on like why isn't this person in the season, and I get Tiffany and Chrissy both didn't really go to many tribal councils, but it's still just like, and she's working with interesting people too, like the coach in Chrissy's scene where Coach is the one that tells Chrissy like, hey, fucking cool it a bit. And Chrissy takes it so personally, which, that would destroy my ego too if Coach was the one that was like, hey, man, people ain't really fucking with you. You got to like cool your jets. Like if Coach tells me that shit, I'm just like, oh my God, how fucking lacking of self-aware am I?
Yeah.
This
And
motherfucker got to break it to me.
And I love that scene also directly parallels Coach and Tyson in Heroes Villains.
Yeah, that is fun.
Mhm.
I like that confessional about Chrissy, being so grateful to come back out on the show after her health scare and all that.
Yeah.
I
Also,
did.
it's really nice that she's doing okay and she can do the show. That is
Chrissy's
really
an
nice.
inspired pick. I don't think I was surprised that they wanted to bring back someone from Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers, especially someone that's been so open about thinking she was actively screwed on that season, which she was.
She's
But
completely right. She absolutely was.
yeah.
Well, definitely.
She was robbed of a more fighting chance, I guess, is the
Mhm.
thing. Like, honestly, it might have helped her reputation more
think she
than it.
won, but like she is still kind of screwed in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's rough luck. Even if
Yeah.
it's not,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I've been enjoying the Chrissy we've got. Of course, we need to comment about being cut from the same cloth because that is where the Chrissy discussion is kind of at right now.
Yeah.
And,
He talks to
which
Jonathan being cut from the same cloth, and now people are hating on her because
Mhm.
certain reasons.
yeah,
I also will say, sh- a
I
week
don't
after the
know if she
season
meant it like
filmed,
that.
she definitely did not mean it like that at all. Though
I think
I
she did recently change her voter registration to Republican.
come on.
she moved to Florida when she's older. Like
Oh
the people
yeah.
that do that are Republicans. That's kind of how Florida works for the
Yeah, if
people
you
that aren't in
move
the
to
know.
Florida, you're not a good person. Everyone knows this.
Yes.
You can live in Florida and be fine, but if you move to Florida, that's what we
Yeah.
call a red flag.
Yeah. If you retire to Florida, kind of deal. It's like, okay. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't mind when people read into comments on Survivor and the
I think it's
larger
fine, yeah.
sociological and psychological aspects of it. I do think, some people take it overboard with what they say on it. And instead of, having a nuanced, interesting discussion, it's just yelling into the wind.
Yeah.
And
But
it
that's
doesn't help that
fine.
she's with characters that aligned with characters that the Twitter base doesn't like, and one of them has a history as a bodyguard for a prominent Republican politician.
And
And
the
And
other one has
other
that
things.
video.
I forgot about Stephanie's video.
Oh yes, I thought you were talking about like Coach, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
No,
Uh,
no, no.
You,
I will
Coach has made
also.
his own
That one tweet.
sketch political statements
Yeah,
multiple
Coach says
times.
dumb shit a lot. But
Yes.
ultimately, he's entertaining, and that's what matters.
Yeah. He's friends with Ben
For the show,
Katzman,
for
so
the
I
show.
hate him. But
Shout out.
He's friends with Ben Castman, so I like him.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm just
I'll get
jealous because
into-
Ben can shred better than me.
I
But
will. I will get
we'll
in.
get into that later.
Oh, I have some things to say, but
About Ben?
yeah. But
I don't like that he hated on Lou Reed.
I will also right. I will also say about the Chrissy situation where um uh, after the boot she was like, Tiffany, she's taking this so well. I thought, blah, 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 blah,
So
blah. And
eloquently.
then eloquently,
Yeah.
and then Eliza immediately jumped on it and was like, "That's a and then
Yeah,
literally,
Eliza was
microaggression.
waiting for it, but I don't think she's inherently wrong there. I think
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah,
fair point, to be
I
honest.
think
the
comments like
eloquent
this are
thing, yeah.
interesting to discuss. It's
Yeah,
I
it's just
I just
Eliza
don't
is
always
way
think that.
different.
I
Yeah,
would
she's an
definitely
opportunist.
I
you
would
know?
definitely attribute cut from the same cloth as red flaggy and sketchy. The other one, I think Eliza was just trying to shit stir.
I'd go the other way around.
I love how everybody
yeah.
on TikTok is calling her out on it.
Yeah, Eliza's lost a lot of good faith.
She used to be popular.
Stuff. She has
I
to be
remember
really
that.
fucking popular. Yeah. Shit. But yeah, they're both interesting to discuss, and I don't think it's impossible that there's not anything there. And I think a lot of my favorite things to discuss about Survivor are, moments like this that you kind of catch up, and we'll see if it places any kind of significance in the greater narrative of the season. which
won't.
I don't think it will, because I don't think the show is that kind of artful anymore. But yeah, it's something to talk about, and there's not much to talk about with Chrissy. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry if she's getting hated or doxxed or whatever the fuck, brigaded due to all that. I think she shut down social media right now.
Yep.
Which
Tell
Yeah.
leave the people on the show
She
alone.
needed
guys.
to.
Yeah.
Leave the people on the show alone.
I think she did during Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers too, because that cast came out and had a lot of very nasty things to say about her as it was airing.
Yeah,
too,
they could not find someone to say something nice about Chrissy for the Rob Out of the podcast, which is great. That's
yeah, which makes me
legendary.
think Chrissy
That's
is probably even a better character than we're seeing. Honestly,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame that Chrissy hadn't really been shown too much before the last couple episodes, because I think it was clear that she was definitely delivering on, like, people getting annoyed by her with all the motherly things she was doing at the beginning and all that stuff.
Oh, she was
Mhm.
definitely delivering. Yeah.
So the next character on here is
Blech.
Hubiki. Hubiki.
Horrible. So bad.
Who here is shitting their pants right now? Need a show of
Oh my
hands.
god.
Every listener right now shit their pants in solidarity to Professor Hubiki.
He is so unpleasant and grating, and he's
It's
so like he just every time he shows up, I feel the season like crawling to a halt, and it's like, okay, now we got to do the like nerd alliance with Christian and Rick.
and he's been the main character of this season.
He's the
Like,
main character.
if you make me choose a main character right now, it's been Christian, which he went to every pre-merge tribal council.
Yeah, but so
Him,
did
Ozzy,
Ozzy.
and Emily.
So did Ozzy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I get why, and he does the big betrayal of Angelina and Mike. Like, he's doing stuff that makes sense for a main character of the season. I think he is very aware of it, and I think he very wants to be the main character of the season.
I'd say maybe too aware of it.
Yes, very
Way
too
too aware.
aware. It comes off very weird, very unforced. A lot of idol shenanigans shit too. Which people were creaming themselves during that premiere when he did the fake idol hide thing with Rick Devens, and I'm glad their stock has kind of been falling, because that's just how I felt about it since the beginning. I'm like, he
Yeah.
seems super gimmicky, super he's himself, but he is playing a character. He
Going into this, I was
I'm-
honestly pretty excited to see Christian.
Yeah, that used to be the thing with Christian. I was like, this is one of the few nerd characters that isn't very self-deprecating and feels like they're just being their authentic self. And this season, I can't really tell him that. Can't really say that.
No,
He had a
it
whole
is-
shit comment, shit story, which, like,
That
I
whole-
get. Like,
And then there was that one thing that I think Genevieve mentioned in her post-game conference, where, like, during, like, her boot round, they were going to have a conversation, but then Christian was like, wait, we can't have this conversation until the cameras are on us, because we need to make sure that the cameras get us having this conversation.
That's just how everything he does feels. This whole season, it feels like he's waiting for the cameras to show up so he can do something.
yeah,
It has been a rough watch.
It's
yeah,
so bad.
it's been tough.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
he's on his way out the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
before you get into the Christian defense, I also will say, like, I do kind of have a little bit of a bias against the Survivor nerds in a sense. But oh my God, Christian, Rick, and Emily all in the same tribe of course that happened. That was the most engineered thing ever. Like, I get why production did that. But geez, they just feed into all of each other's worst tendencies to me.
Yeah, and of
they
course,
do.
we also can't not mention that, the way that Christian was talking about Ozzy after the Mike White vote was extremely hypocritical.
Oh yeah,
And it's just annoying.
yeah, and he's bringing
It's
up Cochran
just
and shit
annoying.
like that. I don't like Cochran's not here. I don't want to hear about fucking Cochran. He's not on the island. You weren't on a season. Like, I get where you can be like, Ozzy has a history of stuff like this, and then we get a whole Cochran montage. I'm like, dude, I don't want to see that shit. That's not you.
All right,
And yeah,
guys.
say your piece.
We do
So-
have a Christian fan here, yeah.
This is something my defense for Christian here isn't really strong. It's just that Christian is serving a pitcher of Kool-Aid, and I am gullible enough to drink it and like it. That's a lot of
We
what
got the
it
number one
is.
Christian fan on the podcast, and this is what he has to say about why Christian is
No,
good.
I kind of get what you say because
I
there
think a
is
lot
an
of
inherent aura to Christian.
yeah,
Like I could
that's a
see
lot of
where
what
he
it is.
has an aura to
A
him.
lot of what it is that he just has he has it. He has the aura to him, and even though like the criticisms are definitely correct, I just think for me he's likable enough to A, get away with it, and B, based on his edit, it doesn't feel like a winning edit, and I'm really excited to see all the shit he's been doing completely backfire on him and just hit him in the face. Like,
Jimmy
on the one
Fallon
you know,
hand,
hasn't
I agree.
determined the fate of his game yet,
you know,
so
I
I
Yeah.
think
guess we have to look forward to that.
um yeah, um I I think the fake idol is going to come back to bite him. I think a lot of how I look at Christian is that like every single episode he's like kind of becoming more and more unhinged, and that's what I'm like that's why I'm coming to like Christian a lot, because I feel like a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's the main character. He's just getting glazed." And it's like, I get that. I don't think we're meant to side with Christian the further and further we go. He's just like clearly spiraling in a way that he doesn't even realize it, and I think that that's very interesting personally. I also like when he obviously I really liked him in the premiere, where he made fire with his glasses and said that he wanted his son to be proud of that. Um, I thought, unlike Rick Devens, who I don't like at all, and I personally find to be the grading one of the Star Trek duo, I I
The
obviously
Neptunes.
I think the Neptune. I think Devens is awful in that episode, and I'll get to it. I actually like how Christian plays off of Joe there. Um, he's like, um, it's kind of a counter to Devens. He's like, yeah, we can't make him into this like grand liar that Devens wants him to be, but um, we do. It is still stressful to play around someone who is prone to having outbursts like that. And the fact that he manages to calm Joe down by like cradling him in the hammock like a baby, like that was really, really funny. I
We
think
get a
the fact,
great shot of the hammock,
Mhm.
and you see his face through the grid of the hammock.
I do think
That
that's a
we
really good
talked to
shot,
Joe.
yeah.
That was a great shot. Shout out to whoever was in charge of that one.
um, and again, I think him and Devons were cute the first episode, then they weren't. I like him and Emily Flippin though. I think him, immediately linking up with Emily Flippin and then her completely leaking everything, and him freaking out about it is great. And then I think the fact that he goes back to work with her again after Mike White fucks that up is great. And
He has a lot of reaction confessionals to like people fucking up, where he just goes like,
Yeah.
and I can kind of see the appeal to it. Yeah, it's just yeah,
I mean, if
but
it's just
yeah.
a lot of what you guys are saying about why you are very, very anti-Christian and why I'm assuming you're perceiving him as like the season ruiner this season. I know friend of the pod Reg would hold that specific sentiment, but a lot of it is just that he just isn't too much for me. I think it's fun, and I think it is going to lead to unlike David versus Goliath, a really good downfall, hopefully. And the scene of him shitting his pants was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I guess we'll see. I do not agree with that. I think that scene was
I think
really
I would
annoying.
laugh
The best
if I
part of
were
that-
on the island.
The best
but
part of that
I don't
scene
want to watch
was
that on TV.
the best part of that scene
Yeah.
was Joe.
Yeah. That's a point I want to make, and I should have brought it up earlier, but it does feel like this show has, and Probe says he makes the show for kids, and I
Mhm.
think the fact that we're getting a lot more fart humor, a lot more poop humor, we get stuff like Billie Eilish, who's very popular with children, and Taylor's. We get someone whose only notable personality trait is constantly quoting Taylor Swift, and she is very popular with children. It's like it does feel like the show is becoming more and more
Yeah.
geared towards that audience, and I do think Christian is a big part of that, and maybe another reason I kind of resent him. You know,
It definitely doesn't help. I do kind of agree with that, and I think it really is like I said that I enjoy about the season. A lot of the casting picks don't feel very new era, and Christian feels very new era. He feels like the people we have been seeing.
yeah, yeah. It's cool we've seen some progression in his life. Like I do like the kid content
Yeah.
or whatever. Like sometimes I think I always find it kind of a little silly when someone is like, that's going to be my big secret, like Jeremy does it or whatever too. And I'm just like, all right, like kind of, I don't see what the big fucking deal is, but I get it. Choose what you want to say.
Yeah.
But I still like hearing him have those reflective moments, like I was saying, like Angelina and Aubrey have become parents, and I just like hearing people kind of reflect on their life. And Christian is like, damn, my son is gonna see this shit someday, and I want to be cool for him. I want to make him proud, and I'm like, yeah, that's sweet. I like that.
Mhm. All right, so next up, Fields. And I know this is another
This is
character that I'm positive on that you guys really aren't. I'm going to get my Suri defense out right of the way. Is she as good as she used to be? No.
Yes. Better.
Is 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 she bad? No. I'm having some fun with specifically post premiere Suri this season. I like her playing off of Rizzo a lot. She goes from being like Riz God, Lord help me, to being in a polyamorous relationship with him. She drops like one or two really really funny moments every single episode. Um, and it's just like, okay, she's still got a little bit of it in her, you
See,
know.
I don't
I
I'm
think,
just
mind some of
kind
the
of
season
and it's
necessarily.
also still just great watching her fucking somehow manage to pull it off again. Um, it's like, how is
yeah.
she getting so many people on her side? Like, she should be DOA completely. Holy shit! And
I don't know. I got that on Big Brother. That's the issue. I think a big part of the problem with her run on 50 is that she just got off of. She won the Traders. She comes in fifth on Big Brother, and then she comes in fourth on Australia versus the World. And it's like, at a certain point, no one can be good after being like basically a major part of three consecutive seasons of reality TV over the past like 3 years, and then now she's back on 50, and she's been a big part of 50 as well. And it's like we need a
No,
break. At this point,
see,
I
I
would like a
don't.
break.
See, I don't inherently mind Suri this season on like that much. Like she has like like Mike said, she has a couple decent moments that I liked about the polyamorous thing and the Riz God, do Lord
the
help me
Wizard of
thing.
Oz.
The Wizard of Oz. But yeah, no, it's like I think the big thing with how I feel about Suri this season is that it's kind of just how I've been feeling about most of Suri's stints. Is like, okay, we know what we're getting out of Suri. There's no questions about what's going to happen with her. So it almost
Yeah,
just kind
it's
of
gonna be
feels
the
a
same
bit
as it ever
damn.
was.
Mhm. Um,
Yeah. Well, you even take it to that first immunity challenge of this season.
Oh, she is
Like
so
it,
bad in that challenge. I don't know
it's
how you're that bad.
that shit is like worse to me than the damn near worse to me than the balance beam, because at least you had to do the balance beam. Like this one is just
Brutal.
It's painful. You look at her teammates' faces and they're like, are you fucking with me? It was so hard to watch. I'm shocked they just didn't, you know, you can never be shocked they don't vote out Suri, but it's one of those things where it's like, if I were there, I would be writing her name down right now. Like, that's the look on everyone's face is like, oh, for that alone, you should be out. You know, at the time, although, you know, when shit cools, they take the easy vote and vote out Jenna or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think a big part. I don't know. I don't want to discredit her because I do think it's like she is why they survived. But I think ever since All Stars, people don't want to vote out like the super fan favorites first because they saw how much shit the All Stars got for voting out the actual All Stars. And
I think that is
Suri
part of it.
is, you know, she's a legend of the game, and I don't want to like. Suri is amazing her first season. She's great her second season. You know, she definitely is not like some complete misfire who doesn't need to, who's never good. I think she's oversaturated, but like, I don't know, man. I probably wouldn't want to vote out Suri first. I wouldn't want to be the one that's like you really want to be responsible for Suri being a first boot? Like, nah, no one who watches the show wants to be like the people who voted out Suri first, and all of a sudden her legacy of being like a great player who always makes a deep run is just gone because she's the first boot on season 50.
Yeah.
No
You're
one wants to do that.
automatically
And I think
throwing
that
away your popularity if you vote off Sarif.
Oh yeah.
You know, early.
Absolutely.
It's just, and that's important to a lot of these people. Like,
Yeah.
especially in the social media age. You know, there's a lot of people that are very obsessed with that kind of stuff. I'm afraid we might get the season where, because you know, Survivor spoilers for Survivor versus the World right now, or whatever the fuck that Australian season was called. But you have characters in that who explicitly say, "I'm laying on the sword for Suri."
Yeah, it is.
And
really winners say like, I am letting Suri.
I am
Like,
afraid we
it
might be
is
getting a
really annoying.
season kind of like that, and I think that is just such a lame way for one of the greatest players and greatest characters to make a run. Is just people just being
Yeah,
like,
it just
"Damn,
is.
I respect the fuck out of you for watching you on TV and other times, and I will just let you beat me." And
Like, I want Suri to
letting them
win.
beat you for a compelling reason. Like, if it was a compelling reason, that's one thing. But it's just
Like, I want Suri to win too, but I want her to deserve to win.
Yeah,
I don't want her to win because Rizgod's such a big Suri fan. He just has to let her win. That's not what I want to say.
And so many of my favorite moments of Survivor are people, you know, laying on their sword. Like Roger for Elizabeth and Outback is a great example. There's a lot of great examples of that. And Ian, you know, giving up final immunity. Like, a lot of that shit hits my fucking heart, but those are for compelling reasons we saw develop throughout the season. Or like, if that is going to be Suri's story in this, it's just like, oh, they were just a big fan of you from some previous shit. And you're probably a cool fucking hang. You're probably a great hang, Suri.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, but it's still just like, it's not gonna fucking hit. So I hope we however it ends for Suri, it ends good. I don't think she is at a bad character yet. It's just like so obviously washed. I think the only interesting thing they've done with Suri in the past, you know, 5 years or whatever is when they nerfed her by making her play with her bum ass son. Like, that was a good idea.
I would not describe anything happening on Big Brother 25 as interesting, but
well, like, if you got to make her play with fucking
Tyson.
Jared.
Yeah, I like Tyson. He was cool.
Maybe Jared could ask about people's body counts.
Oh my god, maybe
could have been the
call like
castaway.
coach the R word. Jesus, fucking Jared, man.
Jared.
Time to move on to our next player. It is the Dragon Slayer. Yes, best part.
The Dragon Slayer.
I will go
Colby,
ahead.
But
yeah, I think I'm leaning either Colby or Ozzy so far. But I will say, Coach has beaten my expectations. He, similar to Q, I thought this was going to be really bad, especially because, as I pointed out, I think in our day of season 50 cast reveal, that this is the first season where people were excited to see Coach. he opened this season with that stupid ass "let's slay some dragons" shit, and I was like, oh no, he is going to be all time terrible. And everyone's clapping, they're all in on the bit. But thankfully, he immediately does some pulls a dick move on Ozzy and saves it.
The thing is that people are fans of Coach, but that does not supersede the fact that Coach is an annoying asshole.
Yeah,
to
I'm
be
so
around
glad it
for like
doesn't.
long periods of time, and it's even people who like him as fans of the show are like, oh yeah, this guy sucks. He sucks to be around. There's a reason they hate him so much on every season he's ever done.
Yeah.
There's a reason he loses a jury vote to Sophie Clark. Like,
There's
Yeah,
this
Like you can be a
Sophie
fan
dog.
of you can be like a fan of him and yeah, he's a very entertaining character. But once you actually have to play with him on the island and you have to hear his complete hypocritical talk about honor and integrity when he is not anything close to that is
at least,
it's
yeah,
pretty
at least Joe tries to live by that. Coach doesn't even try to live by that. He just says it, which is
He
good.
gets
That's a
to
great
like,
Ozzy
thing. That's why I like
immediately,
it.
bro. So
Ozzy
insane.
immediately calls him out on that. Emily is just like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, Emily
Yeah.
and Jonathan are just laughing at him to each other. And Tiffany is filled with it. She gives a great voting confessional about how she hopes she can write down Coach's name every day till she leaves. Or till he leaves or whatever that was. That was really good.
This most
Yeah.
recent episode is just the exact reason why Coach is one of, if not my favorite casting choice of all time.
It's classic Coach, yeah.
He's the prime example of just bringing out the absolute best in everybody around him, just because he's such an entity, and people like to play up the he's playing up his whole thing.
Probably. I think he's also just a weird guy who's not very
Yes,
self-aware and has never
that is
quite been able to figure out why exactly everyone thinks he's so funny.
yeah. So I met Coach a few weeks back at the legendary Coach Wade, Ben Katzman, Courtney Yates concert.
Top 3 favorite characters of all time.
Yep. And I got the opportunity to speak with Coach and meet with Coach, and he's like, "How old are you?" And I'm like, 21, and he's like, "All right, you're a young man. I see a lot of potential in you. I don't say this to most 21-year-olds. I'm going to give you a lot of life advice. Start the first 15 minutes of your day and the last 15 minutes of your day. Spend it meditating. It will make your life so much better. You will become, such a." He just kept going on about it, and he's he was like, I started doing it when I in my 20s when I kayaked across the Amazon, and he was like, do you have anything that you're trying to accomplish in life? And I was like, yeah, I'm next winter I'm shooting a movie in Montana. And he was like, now's the perfect time to start. And it's like, you know what, Benjamin Coach Wade, thank you for that, man.
It is, yeah.
That you recalling that kind of reminds me of the Rizzo and Coach content we've gotten. Now Rizzo's older authority figures, now that Colby is gone, is he has Sari and Coach. And I did like their scenes together in this past episode, and
I like that Rizzo was. I like that fucking Riz God of all people was pulling the okay buddy, calm down on Coach.
He was trying for a soundbite there. That was really obvious.
I think he was, but I still like the dynamic. Is kind of where I'm like with that, which I feel a lot with a lot of Coach stuff in general, because I've famously been kind of mixed on Coach, but I think this season, and especially in all the returning seasons he's been in, because you have to share that screen time, I think it's better off for the character of Coach. There's a lot of great moments in this one. I love the scene where well, there's one element I don't like of it, but the scene where Coach almost fucking drowns. That scene is insane.
Where he doesn't almost drown. He gets cramp in the ocean, and he's like, Jonathan saved my life in that moment. It's like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we were all, I mean, obviously I was worried that he was just going to be doing the hits and be all like terrible, and then he goes on the supplies comp with Ozzy and Q, and he immediately just, they're talking, they're having a heart to heart about South Pacific, and
You should have
you
won
know
that season, man.
they immediately make a truce, and then immediately Coach goes back on his word, starts dancing over Ozzy cramping on his back, and does his moves as he leaves. And I was like, okay, this guy's, he's still got it. He's
Coach is still
still
coach.
got it.
And I loved how pissed off he got when he secondhand heard the stories that Ozzy was in Q told about the scenario. He
He
is
didn't say,
fucking fuming. He
he didn't
cannot hide how like pissed off he is
he,
about them besmirching his good name.
he didn't say boo diddly.
Boot.
What did
Oh
he-
my god.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, at the end of the
I-
day, Coach is weird and annoying and kind of rude.
Yeah, he's bringing a lot of
Or at
great
least he's
conflict into this
portrayed
season.
as such. He's at least like that when he's on Survivor, and it's really adding to the show. I don't
Yeah.
think he's really someone who is capable of just playing the hits in the way that I would be worried about, like
Yeah.
Angelina or Q. I think he's too sincerely strange. And
Yeah. We
Exactly.
had a coach vote splitting episode last episode, and it was he made that a mess, and it was fun. And vote splitting is the boringest shit in the world.
it really, it's awful.
Yeah. He was like, "All right, who wants to vote for this? This, he's just being such a dick about it that it was actually kind of entertaining." When most of the time we get the most boring vote split scenes ever, where they're just like, "How about the girls do this one and the boys do this?" It's like coach has to make it a fucking production.
Yeah, he
And
goes all out for it, and then he tells Rick Devens, don't tell Christian. He's playing in the middle. He's a threat. I want him next. And it's like, dude, you're really fucking telling Rick Devens that? You're telling
coach sucks
Christian's
at
number
Survivor. Man.
He's so bad, it's awesome.
Coach is so bad at this game, but it's so good.
Yeah. Ah, man. I will say, and
his haikus.
his haikus
His
were
angry haikus were really good.
where
were
he's
classic
trying to
Coach.
calm himself down, but he's obviously still pissed off.
And
I loved
when
his
he makes the
speech.
Kyle medevac, and when he makes the Colby elimination about himself, and when he and also when he sang the haikus, he sang them on the log. He sang them to himself while people watch him do it. It's so good.
He's like, "Jonathan, come here. You'll like this haiku, Jonathan." Ah, man,
It's
that
crazy.
his tirade about like how playing the game not honorably will not be rewarded this season was great too. And
That was really
just
good.
seeing everyone's that's the best Emily content all season. I think is her reacting to Coach's bullshit this last episode.
Low bar, but yeah.
Yeah. And Coach does also repeat the same Martin Luther King Jr. quote he said in Heroes versus Villains, but
It's awesome.
it's a good quote.
Coach quoting MLK to Jonathan Young is certainly one of the things of all time.
Yeah, but Jonathan
those-
was willing to look past it and work with him, so
Yeah, he's tolerant.
yeah.
Coexist.
All right,
All
so
right.
next up, the
Emily
flippin'
flippin'. She looks good in
I-
this photo, y'all. Y'all gotta. Emily is the underrated cutie of the season for me. I'm sorry, Angelina. Cannot believe
This is like AI photo, man. What are you talking about?
I love a girl with cheeks, man. She got good. I love curly hair too. Like if we can't get Jerry, we get no.
I mean, yeah, her hair is nice. I like that.
All right, time for
I will-
actual Emily.
I might be the only big time Emily defender here. I love that every single episode she just blatantly sucks at the game so much, and that she leaks the plan literally every single episode.
See,
And
that's
everyone is just like, what the fuck are we doing?
that's the problem. It's just like, oh, and then Emily will do this thing that she always does, and then she doesn't. That's kind of how it feels for me.
Like, yeah, but
I
get that.
wish it came with the abrasiveness she had in those early 45 episodes, which like I simply
Yeah.
weren't going to get any of that. Now it's just her sucking at the game without the grit
I
behind it
don't
that she used to
I
have.
don't mind her this season. I feel like she's been like okay. She hasn't been like amazing or anything, but like I do find it funny seeing how she's just actually just the worst ally of all time. Yet still nobody decides. Yeah, let's vote her out. Actually,
Yeah, I don't know how she hasn't been voted out yet. I guess good for her, but
Yeah.
wow.
Like Emily's like a liability because she speaks like that, but it's also like she's one of those players that I bet people just feel like, yeah, I could beat Emily, or I can vote her out whenever the fuck I want to. So
I
let's
mean,
take out the
probably
bigger
helps.
people. Yeah, yeah, and she's gotten a lot of good swaps and such, and a great starting tribe for her. Like you put Emily on in like if Emily and Aubrey switch places, she's probably like in a bad spot in that
Yeah,
original pink tribe.
she definitely lucked into being in an alliance with, or on a try with Christian and Rick, who are always going to want to work with her.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there might I have been enjoying the Emily content more in the merge. So I think she is one of the bigger people of potential. Now that she's not saddled with having to deal with Christian and Rick, who I think are really bad characters, and I don't think
Yeah,
she's been that good, but she has been better, and I think I can. We might land on a positive Emily character for me this season, but the jury
yeah,
is out.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
I'm agree with basically all of that. I haven't really liked her since, but it his season is not over, and I think she has potential to change. She's not like already gonna. She's not been so bad so far that she will definitely be terrible by the end of the season, I guess.
Mhm. All right. Yeah, and she does have a great last name. I will say it for it is a fun first last
Q.
name combination. Flippin' the way Q says it is great. Jeez.
Yeah, Q comments on that a lot at the beginning, always referring to her by her full name.
It, it's a winning combo. All right.
But we
Any more flipping?
Right.
Yeah,
Who are
Next
we
up,
flipping next?
Joe
Joe.
Hunter.
I wish he was getting
Joe.
more screen time. I know he's like the most unpopular Survivor player ever for some reason, but it is really unfortunate that he's not
He's
getting
He
so
more
good at
makes
screen time.
episode
that
two.
that
He was kind of being very. It was very
He was a really
amusing
good
seeing
episode too.
basically calling out Devin's BS in episode 2, but then afterwards it's just kind of been nothing aside from a few confessionals here and there. And like I do like it, the one moment at that one tribal where he tries to make the analogy about the firemen and the firehouse. And then when people start trying to build off on that, he's like, I am so sorry for ever bringing this up.
That was fun.
that was great. He's like, my bad. Analogies suck ass.
And they aired it. They aired
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, in that last episode. And Joe is also someone who just is very expressive. So he's always great for a reaction shot.
Yeah.
Like Joe like I don't think he got a confessional last episode or maybe the one before, but he has such expressive eyes, like him reacting to like I think a fight or something like that. It was like and then of course his fight is so great. I
Yeah.
like
Like
I
Devon's is bad,
I'm
but
just glad someone is like calling this type of shit out.
yeah, it's just so antithetical to what makes the game interesting to me is that Devon's whole argument is like, oh, it's Survivor, you're supposed to lie. And that's another thing I didn't like about Sari because she does that shit too in this season where she's like, it's
Yeah.
Survivor, you have to lie, whoop de doo kind of shit. And it's just like, that's not interesting when everyone feels like that. You need to have
Yeah.
people that feel burnt, and there should be repercussions to lying and getting caught. You don't get away with every lie. And I think that is what makes a lot of Survivor really interesting. And I did very much enjoy Joe calling Devins out on that because Devins told a really shitty lie to Joe, and Joe called him on his shit. And
Yeah.
And Devins is so fucking hurt that Joe would do that. And he's like, it's so hard playing with Joe because he, doesn't try to lie and he will hold a lie against you. And it's just like, well, yeah, I think most people in their life would do that. I think that makes you a good player if you hold lies against people.
Because, like, I mean, obviously, are you going to lie in Survivor? Yes. You can't get caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff Probst used to always say tribal council is where you atone for your actions. And it's like
Tribal
that.
council is where you make a big move.
Yeah.
That's
And,
what it is now.
and that was what was always so great and juicy about it is you had to atone for the things you say and the actions you make. And you have Devins, you have Christians, Sari, people that are like, oh, Survivor lying is just part of it. You can lie to me and we can work together later. And it's just like, that's just such a boring mentality. Like you can, maybe make some theoretical like back and forth blindsidey stuff. But I'm like, where's the emotional weight in that?
Yeah, and I think it is just nice to have people that are going to take things really seriously. Because it adds more stakes to the season. I know people don't like Joe. I know people don't like how hypocritical he is, which is that's a good thing about him, not a bad thing. But I know people don't like that. I really I like how much intensity he brings to the season. I think it's a real plus.
And he's just
No, yeah, like when Joe gets content, it's always decent. It's always usually decent, but yeah, especially recently, he hasn't really been getting much content as of late. And I do think that he probably won't be getting much content later on, anyways, because I feel like we are kind of setting up the inevitable. The inevitable of Joe gets like mid-merge boot or like FTC goat or something.
yeah. I feel like, I mean, I don't think Joe is going to be as like good as he was on 48, considering he doesn't have the Eva dynamic to bounce off of, and the stuff with his sister is also very much a thing of last time, but he's still, you know,
He still delivers. He's
Yeah.
a man you can put out there and you will. He's
Mhm.
kind of Rupert-esque in the sense where it's like you can put him on there and he's gonna be
Yeah.
good.
And he
Yeah.
doesn't
You can
have,
always cut to Joe.
and he doesn't even have his own, like, this is my whole thing on the TV. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have a single bone of that in his body. He's just Joe. He's so raw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
he's
much
not.
aura too.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
He's such a
jeez.
compelling speaker. I really like. There are people I understand why everyone hates Jonathan. That makes sense to me, even though I mostly enjoy him. I don't get why. Like,
Yeah.
what is there to hate about?
I think a lot of the online cyber fan base kind of projects a lot of their own insecurities to some of the characters, and
Yeah,
yeah, and that's a whole other discussion, and maybe postseason we'll go a little bit deeper on that. But yeah, I think Joe is one of the greats of the new era, and I think that's not an uncommon opinion to if we would look at different places like a Facebook or people that just normally watch the show,
yeah.
and yeah, and it makes total sense why he's back here, and think anytime we've seen Joe, he's been good. So
hmm
I hope we get more of him. I hope it becomes a bigger part of the season once the numbers start thinning down.
Yeah. So
All right,
like
next
to see
up,
that.
Jonathan Young.
Everybody's favorite contestant.
Fan favorite game changer, Jonathan Young. Yeah,
Yeah,
He's
everyone's favorite hairline.
fine. He's fine.
He's good. He's good. I think he's good this season.
I would say better than fine. I think he has been pretty good. Like I'll get it out the way that I do find the Mr. Jeff thing like annoying. Like a lot of the
Super
online
fucking
face
lame.
do.
Yeah, super
It
Yeah,
lame.
but
is
I don't get
it's a
why he does
lame
that.
gimmick. But aside from that, I have liked Jonathan this season.
yeah,
I
like even taking like yeah, like even if you don't happen to like Jonathan as a person, which is like understandable and all that
Fair,
stuff.
yes.
And but like he is delivering good content in this season, especially from last episode where he got into a lot of fights with like D and all that stuff, and the whole blind side of Camilla last time.
Yeah.
He's been definitely delivering good content,
Oh
regardless of how you feel
Yeah.
about him personally.
yeah. His whole flip or whatever as a result of him being blindsided. I think that was really interesting. I like him calling D out on her arguments and kind of goading her to kind of explode a little bit in front of everyone. And
Yeah.
at Tribal Council too.
Such a winner edit scene to be like, yeah, this is why this fight I got in was such good strategy for my game. I don't. If I didn't know any better, I don't know. It seems like you might be
Yeah.
explaining why the big fight you got in front of everybody was like actually a great move for you. Is like that's so winner edit. It's crazy.
Oh, ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He's still
Man.
a just insane force of nature physically too.
Yeah.
In these tribal challenges.
It's also insane whenever he's like yelling or even loud, just the way his voice sounds is so larger than life.
Yeah, he has such an intense. He's another guy who just like everything he talks about sounds so like major and important.
Yeah. And yeah, it's a key characteristic I like about a lot of players is just the level of intensity they bring to it in like it feels like it is like rattling their soul kind of deal.
Yeah, that's why I don't like somebody who we will get to soon.
Yeah. See, I'm excited we've been getting more Jonathan content in these episodes where he's been going to Tribal Council.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
he didn't-
understand why he has his haters, but I mostly enjoy him.
Yeah. And I'm curious to see how it'll all shape up and kind of play itself out. I have high hopes for the way his story goes this season. And yeah. Well, we will see about that. Oh, and also apparently Boston Rob personally like trained him for this
Yeah, that's
season,
why that's why I'm Team
Yeah.
Jonathan.
So
Oh my
if Boston Rob, if Jonathan wins this season, we're counting this as Boston Rob's third win. So,
Yeah, because his
Another-
second win is Redemption Island, his first win's All Stars.
yes.
Boston Rob, another person in the fan base has turned up in recent weeks.
Yep.
And in a
Oh,
way,
Mhm.
you
It
know,
would be
he kind of already got his second win on or his third win on Caramellan. Because Philip was playing by the Boston Rob rules, and Cochran won by being allies with Philip. So if you think about
That's
it, he
true.
won that season.
Yeah, and
Right.
Philip was idled out, and that's bullshit. He
Yeah, that's
would have won
complete
without
bullshit.
it.
Philip
so-
should have won.
Yes.
right.
We
Good
all
point.
think Philip should have won. All of
A
us.
Jonathan win would kill the fan base.
It would be the funniest thing ever.
I'm rooting for it.
I just-
That's a great reason to root for it.
It would be the funniest thing that has ever happened to Survivor fans.
This would be Gabler times a million.
Oh yeah. Imagine he beats like some people actually like too.
Man,
It's like-
that'd be great.
How do you think the fans would feel Jonathan beating Surya at Final Tribal Council?
Oh, they
How do
would
you think
riot.
that would affect the fan
They
base?
would-
Apocalypse.
Do you think Survivor gets canceled?
yes.
I don't
Jeff
think so.
Jeff says that it's canon that
I don't
Surya
think it
actually
will.
won that season.
I think Jeff likes Jonathan enough that he would make
No,
peace
I
with
don't
it.
think Jeff would have a problem with Jonathan being a Survivor winner.
Yeah,
Surya
Sure.
making Final Tribal Council and losing would be insane though.
that'd be nutty.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All right. We ready to move on?
let's
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
we're good.
All right. Let's go to Ozzy.
Ozzy, right.
Who
Ozzy.
Oh god,
he really has it this time.
everybody
Oh,
was
jeez.
saying that he was washed, but no. Not only is he washed, he's better than ever. He's killing it. He's not better than ever because he's so good on South Pacific and Micronesia, but he's absolutely delivering. He is terrific.
Yeah, he's been doing really good. Ozzy is one of Survivor's greatest sufferers, and he has suffered his fair amount this season already. And just one of the most compelling guys to see bad shit happen to. He just all over his face.
Well, because he's one of those people who bad shit doesn't really happen to all that much in like day-to-day life.
Yeah, this
So when
man lives a life of just getting to like be around beautiful women all the time.
yeah, he's
You
like
know?
the hottest guy ever, and he's good at everything.
Yeah,
So now all of a sudden, like Ozzy's going through it, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's delivering his
maybe
classic melodramatic thing that he's always doing, and it's making for a lot of great content, especially at the beginning with the whole coach thing and then the Christian thing. And he has a very nice duo with Suri and Rizzo that I like their dynamics. He's been pretty damn good.
his back is starting to like slowly give out on him as the season
Yeah.
goes on, which is
Yeah,
another like
it's
huge.
kind of like Colby, where we're getting like kind of the aging of a legend too. Yeah, and I really do like those elements of Ozzy.
Yeah, they're great.
The
He's another one of those guys where everything is just so important and everything is so serious.
Yeah, everything is so heavy on him, and it's just great. I love that scene, like that I have posted right here of Ozzy meditating after some like
I
shit
love his
didn't go his
outfit.
way. Oh, yeah, Ozzy in the poncho is just so aura. I'm glad that they because that was super aura in Micronesia when he was wearing it on the jury. So great decision to let him have that on the island.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ozzy is insanely melodramatic, but that's what makes him so great.
First player ever listed is from Mexico.
Yeah, that's pretty pretty
Pretty
wild.
cool. Get more people from
Um,
Mexico on the show. Fuck it.
No, 100%. There's a gold mine of people there. Go get some. Um, Another thing, I was criticizing having like the Nerd Alliance and stuff, but if you have to do a Nerd Alliance, it is a great idea to put Ozzy on that tribe.
Yeah.
Because having Ozzy deal with like losers, having Ozzy deal with a tribe that can never win a challenge, Ozzy goes to every pre-merge tribal council. Like that's
Yeah,
nuts.
it's crazy.
It's and they make fun of him for it in the season, even though like it's not his fault. And after a lot of challenges, it's like, yeah, sorry, we fucked that one up, Ozzy.
Yeah,
And you
I think Ozzy's probably the best of the cast right now. He's just really, really delivering.
Yeah,
yeah, that's he's gone to Exile Island twice and has made that interesting. And like Exile Island is like beyond washed.
Yeah.
I do love that after all these years, him and Suri are like, you know what? Let's run this bitch.
This
And
feels like
let's
their first season playing together. It is ridiculous.
and and they're also like, let's make our dynamic duo a polyamorous relationship with the Riz God.
Oh man, so good. But yeah, I'm excited to see where Ozzy lands in this season. I bet we'll have even more to talk about once we figure out how his story ends. But for now, I think I'm also in agreement where Ozzy is my favorite character left, and probably my favorite character so far. It's between him and Colby, but yeah,
Yeah.
Ozzy's doing good.
All right. So next up,
You-
Rick the Dick
You know who
Devins,
isn't? You know who is not doing it?
yeah,
the Kool-Aid Man.
I'm not even gonna defend this one like I was defending Christian flipping. He just sucks.
See,
he just sucks.
I agree. He sucks. I don't see what makes him that different from Christian and Emily. To be honest.
I honestly just like them more. That's it.
Yes.
Devin
we
is
get
more-
we get
Devin's just
Devin's
more annoying.
newscasting bullshit again. Hooray!
Do-do-do-do-do.
He's not even doing that as a job right now. That's not listed as his job. They still make him do that bullshit, man.
Yeah, at least give it to Savannah.
Yeah. Ay. I don't think that's technically her job right now either. But whatever. Jeez. Yeah, Rick is just I've always felt this way about Rick. I know there's people that really liked him on the edge of extinction.
I think
But-
he's fun on the edge of extinction. I think he works really well as an underdog because he clearly has like real dislike for the people that are doing better than him in the game. On that season, but on season 50 it really is not
Not working.
it does not work. No.
Yeah, the shtick doesn't work. He actively talks about how he loves idols and is the idol guy. All that shit. The most positive thing I can say about Rick Devins this season is more proof that he just sucks ass at Survivor, and I appreciated that they casted a
absolutely.
lot of people that just suck ass at Survivor this season. Honestly,
Yeah.
like you need bad players on a season of Survivor. That's just
Yeah.
kind of how it goes.
And it's
And
especially for like, the way that
Otherwise,
the
we get a season like
fan-
47 where everyone understands the game and plays fine.
yeah,
like
winners
it's
at
just really
war, like they just
the
do the most
fan base
optimal
was
thing.
completely fooled into thinking that Rick Devens was like actually a good player, which is like, how can you genuinely believe that?
Oh yeah, he gets voted out in the pre-merge, man.
Yeah, he needs idols and immunity to save him like 10 times that season.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
Yeah, he is doesn't deliver. We get a fart scene, right? We get a Rick Devens fart scene, so even more fart humor, poop humor. Hooray! I think it's quicker than Christian, so I'll give him a slight point for that. um,
Yeah.
I'm terrified to see where this fake idol bullshit's gonna go.
Hopefully
Still haven't
nowhere,
heard
but
it's
probably
one of
not
those
nowhere.
it's one of those things where I hope it goes nowhere, but then it's like we've already
They wouldn't have
invested this
shown
much
it.
time.
They would not have shown it if it goes nowhere. It
Yeah,
definitely is. Yeah.
it's kind of like the yeah.
If they don't,
You
if
guess
it goes
so.
nowhere, they just show Christian falling down. Be like, look, that's funny. Look at Christian, and then we find out post show that was actually like the secret plan or something they had. But
Yeah,
yeah, it
maybe.
is definitely something will happen.
Yeah. Just really bad at confessionals. He and Christian also do a lot of like really cheesy, like sponsor
Oh
style
god, I forgot to mention that for
confessionals.
Christian. Yeah,
Christian, another thing that just infuriates me about Christian also, is
yeah, he's so
preseason.
ready to gas up the sponsors.
Oh yeah, he's so ready to gas up the sponsors. Preseason, he said he doesn't listen to any music made before World War II. Which, first of all, lame ass answer, but whatever, be quirky. And then they ask him what
Which
his
is
favorite
bullshit
album is
too.
in another one, and he says the Beatles' White Album, and I'm like, okay, motherfucker, you just lied about the other one to seem quirky. And then it's time for Zach Brown to show up, and he quotes Chicken Fried right there on the mat, and I'm
It's
just
like,
like,
okay, man.
all right, dude,
Oh.
you're obviously
The-
just putting on an image at this
Yeah,
point.
Yeah,
the thing with Christian and the Billie Eilish idol is that you can tell so easily that
I
he's like,
completely forgot to say this. When Aubrey plays the Billie Eilish idol, and she's like, "This goes to the extremely talented Billie Eilish and Phineas." That was like, I felt like I was watching like Bluey or something. It was ridiculous. Like, come on.
I liked it more
Christian.
because I like the Phineas shout out because that's how I think of it in my head.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But the Christian when he finds the Billie Eilish idol is like clearly trying his hardest to pretend that he clearly is like, this is the stupidest shit ever.
But you can't
Yeah.
say that because he's kind of a shill. So
Yeah, if he had,
we would
if
get
he was
some
Danny
terrible shit
McBride, then
instead.
he would be
I
like, "This is fucking stupid."
I did hear that through the grapevine. I don't know how reliable this is. That production straight up made them be enthused about it. Like they
Yeah,
were
that
like,
makes a
nope.
lot of sense. I
They were
believe
like,
that instantly.
nope. We are going to reshoot that confessional. You have to say it like you like it.
Yeah, and then you have to say Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol or Billie Eilish Idol. You can't just shorten it to Boomerang Idol or whatever. You got to
Yep.
get our sponsor's name of this shit. Contractually obligated.
hmm
Yeah, I believe that for sure.
Yeah. Even though Billie Eilish won't post about the show on Instagram or even like write a
So,
letter herself,
so
it's
funny.
so
She's not
That's the
even
funny.
crazy
posting on
thing.
They
the
don't
show.
give a
That's the crazy
fuck.
thing. That's the crazy thing. Billie Eilish has never even given any sort of hint about anything that she has been watching any of this stuff play out.
Yeah, she's talked about Survivor before, and she has a lyric about watching Survivor because she wants to see someone in pain or see someone suffer or something like that. But it's like, damn, you would have thought you'd at least post on 50. Like, you got a million handlers. Guess she's
Yeah,
making a
she
James
only has
Cameron movie
one
right
thing.
now.
It's so funny to
Been
me.
busy with that.
Right.
Yeah, so
Notice
that's
how when
weird.
Rick was the one to be discussed, we just talked about the sponsors. Anyways,
that is God's honest truth.
He's
Alright.
got that one bit where Jeff says like, "Oh, this is a high stakes challenge," and then he's like, "Oh, I could talk about Applebee's here. I'm going to talk about Applebee." It's so grating.
Yeah.
Oh, so bad.
All right. So next up, we've got the man, the myth, the legend, Rizgod, Rizgod, baby.
What the
How
hell
was
is
he
that?
low key like perfectly fine?
Okay, what the hell is that pick? Like, honestly.
He
Or,
like I think I said this during the 49 podcast where he like at first I was like, this guy's super annoying, and then he won me over, and then he lost me again as 49 went on. And when 50 started, I was like, oh god, Rizzo's here, and then currently I'm won over. I'm very much enjoying Rizzo on this season.
I have
I
been doing the back and forth still.
50-50 on
Yeah,
him.
I mean it's not over. It could keep going, but at the
I was
moment I'm enjoying him.
I was definitely in the back and forth camp for a while, but I folded. I'm a Rizgod fan. He's just like, I hate to say it, but he's got it.
I
I've been
disagree. I think the appeal is that he's like an annoying twerp and that people don't like him.
Yeah.
like
And it's better this
he's
season because
a
they
I
treat
think
him like that a lot of the time.
here's
he's
the thing. I think
he's a
Charles.
charmingly annoying twerp though.
Here's the, I
Like
think
it's part of the it's
at the start
people.
he was good because like yeah he was being portrayed as an annoying twerp and people were calling out the fact that he was an annoying twerp, but now in recent episodes it's now starting to go the opposite direction where everybody's like where now he's getting so many confessions, oh my god, I'm gonna be a legend now, and then he's like actually
Yeah,
like doing
yeah.
all this stuff
Yeah.
now.
And
Now we're
That's
going the other
fair.
direction.
the thing is, I feel like with both the people he's playing with and the viewers, it does go between this back and forth of, oh my god, he's such an annoying twerp, to, you know what? He's my annoying twerp. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I it's also insane to say that he's going into the season like, I'm gonna be a legend. I need to make myself, be a legend. And then it's like, oh, he's just naturally really good at the game, and he's getting what he wants, and he's extremely popular, and he's
Yeah.
annoying, but people like him.
I'll say a couple things to that. One is he is such a mouthpiece to the show and its whole
Yeah, they do
thing
really
of
use him to like
to elevate the show and kind of do that like more like kind of sucking off the show thing that I don't like, where it's not even for interesting reasons. It's just and he had a lot of that in 49. He does plenty of that in 50, and I get it. I truly do. The second thing is, even though there is plenty of moments of him playing really good this season, I also feel like he's gotten really fucking lucky. Uh, in a lot of
sure.
ways, like he is forced into the majority alliance and the other at his first tribe, even though they find him annoying because like Kyle gets medevaced and two of their members don't have a vote. So like, fuck you,
Yeah.
man. I guess we have to get the Riz God on our side. He gets swapped to the one camp and he does really good there, but he's gifted that idol because he's like the only person from her alliance she can gift an idol to. Kind of
Mhm.
deal. So it's like Colby can't play one. Kyle's gone, Q's gone. So she's like, well, fuck, I guess I got to give the idol to the Riz God. So he is. And then Ozzy picks him to go to Exile Island just because he's like, if I pick Rizzo, like no one knows this guy, so it will come off like it's not a political move.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like he's also had a very good string of good luck too.
Oh,
Like I think if he wasn't on a winning tribe, he might get the Savannah treatment where they just vote him out because it's like, well, we don't know this guy.
Yeah, I think it's not impossible if they go to tribal first. He's just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't hurt anyone's feelings to vote out the Riz God because they don't know him.
All they know about him is that he's Rizgod.
Yeah.
The name
That
of the
is
legend, the OG
yeah.
Riz God baby.
Yeah. But those early episodes where he had, content of people being annoyed with him and conflict and the different styles of gameplay were, I think, his best moments of the season. He hasn't really done anything for me past that yet that
Yeah.
I enjoyed. I will say something that was quite a revealing confessional to me was him talking about how in season 49, no one did any clamming, no one did any of this kind of work. He's like, I didn't do any of that type of work. We all just sat around and played the game. And I'm just like, oh my God, what happened to the show I loved? Like, you can make a season where no
Yeah.
one cares to do any of that stuff, and where it's possible to not do any of that with no repercussions. Like, what the
Mhm.
fuck? What? And they try to tell us that the new era is the hardest it's ever been. In like, which I know is bullshit, but it's like I thought you'd at least have to do some of that shit. But he's
Yeah.
saying no, you can just survive off the food they give you, and there's always enough firewood around, and this like man, that was just one of the most bummer confessionals ever to me. I was just like,
Yeah.
what a perfect confessional that illustrates a lot of what I think is wrong with this television show. There's that the Rizzo can have a very successful season without doing a bit of the actual effort of having to survive in a small society in the physical sense. And that I know I'm sounding like a fucking old head right now. Sorry, everyone
Yeah. No, I
listening,
get
but
what you mean, though.
it was just like disheartening. It's like, why is this even on a beach if you can do a whole season like that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
put
you
him in
may
the
as well
fucking
just
Big
make
Brother
it
house at this point.
like
Yeah. Yeah, sorry to end on a bummer note for the Riz God, but does anyone else have anything they want to Riz up real quick?
It's
I'm
just
sure
so
that
it's just so funny that this
I think
entire thing is
Rizzo is
happening.
person who's could go is the most 50-50 for me moving forward. He could either go in a really good direction for me or a really bad direction for me. So we'll see how it
Yeah.
goes.
I can
I
Also,
co-sign that.
I think I said that I said the show feels like it's for kids now, and he really is like one of the most egregious of
Oh
those.
yeah.
Like
If I were 9,
he's going on
10, or
Survivor to say
10,
like 6'7"
yeah.
and talk about Mr. Beast. It really is like,
Yeah. If I were 9 or 10, Rizzo would be my favorite character.
oh,
Like, and so like I could hate him as an adult, but like I see the point of getting a Riz God on the season.
yeah,
Someone just so spiritually 14. And I love that Colby confessional about him where he's like, I've met many a 25-year-old with great work ethic. Rizzo, not one of them. And of course, they have their whole bonding stuff eventually. And Colby teaches Rizzo how to make the fire, which I in
the
these new
Rizzo
era
Colby dynamic
seasons,
is really good.
you always gotta, yes, great dynamic. But these new era seasons, you always gotta pay attention to the fire scenes because that's like a big foreshadowing thing. So I'm very curious because Rizzo is already lost in fire, and now we have Colby showing him how to make fire. But we also have these scenes of Rizzo saying he doesn't care about the survival elements of the game, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
I wonder if he might be that could set him up as a fire making winner or a fire making loser, and I think that's actually kind of interesting. So
yeah,
Hashtag noticing. I I really like that. From how I'm looking at this season right now is um honor and integrity, the polyamorous relationship in the middle, and the nerds on the other side. And I think a lot of this post merge is going to be the polyamorous relationship kind of taking the season in control. And I think that a dominant trio of Suri Fields, Ozzy Lust, and the Riz God is fucking insane.
yeah. It is weird.
That's that is gonna be crazy to see.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on from Mr. Rizzle. And good luck, bitch.
Stephanie. Ah, I will say this last episode of Stephanie is finally this Stephanie that's delivered. Like, I don't think she's been bad in any
Yeah,
episode. She just really hasn't been like really that important. Even the
yeah. She's
episode where she should be kind of important after the Cube blindside, it's still a Christian episode. And
it's always a
and it
fucking Christian episode.
um But yeah, Stephanie, just one of the all-time great sufferers on Survivor too. Like you can tell this as a fellow Catholic, you can tell this girl is Catholic. She has to do 2 endurance challenges in a row in back-to-back episodes. It is just so great. She wears it all on her face when she does those. And even like, she makes one of those stupid journey challenges compelling, and I don't think many people can pull that off.
Yeah, she's the first one I think ever.
Yeah. And she talks about her life since Survivor, 'cause, just kind of like Colby, she was a huge star back when Survivor was like, I kind of consider Stephanie, Tom, Ozzy kind of like the last 3 big Survivor stars in my mind that kind of transcended the pop culture, transcended into just normal pop culture in a sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, Stephanie was huge. She was I think she's the biggest star after All Stars.
Oh, for sure.
And getting to see her reflect on all of that and talk about that in a very authentic, meaningful way, and
And
I thought was really interesting. And then, of course, with just all this footage of her just struggling through it all.
and
And
her shoulder injury too on Heroes Villains.
yeah, that's brought up authentically. Like it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, I have a problem because of that. It's never been exactly the same. Like
Yeah.
they could have just done that to do it, and they used it in a way that makes sense with the context of the scene. And those are the callbacks I like, you know.
Yeah. You can always
So
it's fine to nostalgia base sometimes. It's season 50. You had a show run for 50 seasons. It's just I don't like it when it's like you have to like pause the season so that Riz God can be like, "Did you guys know that Colby played a long time ago?"
yeah, or hear
But
him
when
say,
yeah,
"Yo, South Pacific."
that one was
When
so ridiculous it made me laugh.
Ozzy and
That one I thought
Coach,
was
yeah,
funny. But
or the Cochrane flashbacks we get from Christian. It's like,
yeah,
yeah,
those are
we don't need those. Those aren't part of your story. Those aren't your
yeah,
season. You're Christian, not Cochrane.
yeah.
But like something like the Stephanie moment felt very authentic, and yeah, I very much like Stephanie these last couple
And
episodes. I don't know if she'll be a greater character to the narrative of the season, but
mhm.
yeah,
I'm
overall fine,
Yeah.
leaning
I'm
positive.
happy to see her here. And last and least, Tiffany.
Least edit for sure. I don't really have a problem with Tiffany when they show her. I like her fine, but it is like
She's not
it
there.
is rough. Yeah,
It's kind of hard because it's like she is the most questionable casting choice here. I don't think anyone can like truthfully deny that.
no.
Um, so it's like
Agree.
if you got a purple a character, you under edit the character that has the smallest fan base, smallest impact on the original season, most questionable casting choice. But she is a good personality. It's like, sometimes they bring back people because they see a potential in it, like a Boston Rob or a Parvati, and they end up doing, becoming stars off that season. And sometimes you don't. Like, I guess Haley Ford was brought back,
Yeah,
Andrea was brought
Monica
back,
Padilla.
Mhm.
Brad Culpepper. It's like people that I think are naturally good fits to be on reality television, but they're just they don't hit like that. They don't
Yeah,
become the stars that they maybe could have on a second chance. It happens sometimes.
yeah.
And it also didn't
But
help that she didn't go to tribal council forever, so there's no
yeah, I
reason to
think
really.
Yeah.
it's just so easy to completely bury her
Mm,
in the edit, which is
yeah,
unfortunate. But
yeah. And
Yeah.
that's a big new era problem where because there's 3 tribes, so many people just don't go to tribal council for many episodes in a row, and they just aren't going to be important to the season for a while.
yeah, once she
And
starts going to tribal, she starts getting screen time. It's just so late.
yeah, it's just been so many episodes that it's like, yeah, because these last couple episodes, she's had an influx, but those are her first tribal councils. She's only been a 2.
Yeah,
Um,
but
she was really great. last episode playing off of Coach, obviously. She fucking hates him.
Yeah, I liked her last episode.
Yeah, she brings an energy and
She's very
naturally
authentic. She's very herself. That's why she
yeah,
stands out as good on season 46.
yeah.
So the cast where a lot of people are not very authentic and are not being themselves.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, like seeing Tiffany's pre-merge edit be so bad was definitely interesting to see, considering that it kind of just felt like, well, why did you cast her in the first place? But
Yeah, I
she
think
has
that's the
been
sentiment I
getting
mainly
that,
saw as well.
but she has been getting that spike recently in the merge with all the stuff surrounding the Blood Moon tribal, as well as the stuff last round with her getting split on and the whole beef with Coach, which, she's been getting, at least she's been getting better content now, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard to edit a 24-person season no matter how you do it.
Someone
Corners
has to
are
get
going to be
sandbagged.
cut.
Someone
Yeah.
has to get sandbagged in a 24
And
person season.
it's a
And
shame. I feel
if
bad
it's
because it
all
seems like
returnees,
she's yeah.
it's probably going to be the least hyped up returnee. And unfortunately for Tiffany,
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she's delivering good
I'm hoping.
content, so it's a shame. But yeah, now if
Yeah,
you have to give the
fucking
screen
maybe
time between
cut
Coach and her, it's
Christian's
like
confessionals in half and give them to Tiffany, and it'd be a better season probably. But they're not going to do that.
yeah. Rick Devens has got to shout out the sponsors. I get it.
Yeah.
They gave your show money. Yeah.
Oh,
So that's kind of a sad note to end on. But I do think there is a world where Tiffany will become a positive to this season. I think she is trending upwards. So let's
Yeah,
hope
I mean,
that
I
is
mostly liked
continues.
Sophie Segretti on 49.
Yeah, and she has a very similar trajectory where she didn't go to any tribal councils in the whole pre-merge, and now she becomes a big deal.
So,
Yeah.
maybe the next 6 episodes we get a lot of Tiffany.
Yeah,
Always possible.
All right. And our final thoughts.
Um,
I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
it's
That's how I feel watching season 50.
yes, yeah.
Especially
Probably
the Blood Moon episode that got interrupted by Donald Trump.
probably more bad than good. I think this season has been
Yeah.
trending downward for a little bit, but
Yeah. And it's
maybe
sad
it'll
to say that
recover.
it's still like just off the strength of this being even though it's a bloated cast, you have 20 really good personalities here.
Yeah.
Like, and even like I said earlier, of the new era, even then they pick like a good like 8 or 9 of them are some of the best personalities of the new era.
Yeah, I
And
mean, other than like
everyone
Shan,
before
I
the
think
new
all
era.
of my favorite new era players are here.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
I'm kind of impressed by that, honestly.
I thought we were
So
gonna
yeah,
get like 6, nerd
yeah,
super fans that couldn't deliver.
Yeah. And
yeah. They
then, like a lot of the bad new era casting picks, it's like I probably would have been surprised if they didn't bring Charlie back,
yeah. Like Charlie had to be there. People considered him the best new era player, and like I said, he does the Taylor Swift thing, and maybe I'm putting on my conspiratorial hat, but like she's the most popular musician in the world. A lot of especially with kids. A lot of adults love her too, of course. And I like plenty of Taylor Swift music. But it's like, yeah, no, if that's your gimmick, and Probst loves that gimmick too, as we've seen him in his adoration of Charlie, and him also doing the Taylor Swift quotes in various media and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm curious. We still have Jimmy Fallon to look forward to. We still have Mr. Beast to look forward to.
Yeah, some of the great drivers.
Two of the greatest celebrities ever. My favorite people.
I do love.
Yes. I hope Jimmy Fallon brings the Roots with him. That might make it worth it. Um, maybe the Roots and Jeff Probst can do another musical number together.
I will say this: if Jimmy Fallon does manage to destroy Christian's game for good, I will think that he will be a net positive for the season.
He's forgiven if he can destroy Christian's game. I agree.
Yeah. See, I'm cautiously optimistic. And that's kind of how I felt about all this season so far. Like
Yeah.
the skeletal structure of it is so fucked, you know. So like
Yeah.
I can't be
Yes.
that like we knew there was gonna be some weird double boots, and I didn't think they were gonna be as ballsy to do a triple boot, but they did it. I knew there was gonna be some kind of bullshit like that. I think next episode, some people are speculating it's gonna be another double boot.
High
And
Destinies is the rumor
yeah.
I've heard. I'm sure this episode will come out after the next episode airs, so you'll know. But
I will try to get it out. The soonest I can get it out is probably like within a couple hours of the next episode.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah. So do we have any concluding thoughts on season 50?
Aside from Mr. Beast,
Divide Aris, if in the rare circumstance, if you're listening to this and you made it this far into the pod,
go
my
back
DMs
on
are
the challenge again.
my DMs are open.
Hey.
Mine are not, but you should do the challenge again.
I also wanted to say before we leave things off, a little bit of
Savannah, if you're
shameless.
listening, you should also go on the challenge. I think
A
Savannah
little
would
bit
be
of
killed.
shameless advertising I'm about to do here, but
Let's hear it.
we have, of course, we are, of course, Survivor Rankdown podcast. We do the rank downs on our Reddit page where we rank every single Survivor character from 870 something forever where we were at when we first did it to number one, and we are about to enter the final round of cuts before we reach what we consider our end game, which is the top 24. So we will be hopefully linking that Reddit to anybody who may or may not be watching this to check out our end game portion of the rank down. It is
It's gonna be fun, y'all.
Yeah, me and Funky are both in it. So you'll get to
Yeah.
see our amazing write-ups
Yeah,
of
but our great takes of some characters that we consider some of the all-time Survivor greats. A couple of surprises will be thrown in there. I'm very excited to get to that. And yeah, thank you for shouting that out, Nope. And also, yeah, please, if anyone like to, please join the server. We
And
talk
after
all
this one
kinds of stuff.
ends, after this rank down ends, there will be a bit of a break, of course, but
Yeah.
maybe you would, if you want to be in the new one, maybe, give it a shot.
Yeah, express interest. We're always looking for new people that want to write about Survivor and talk about Survivor. And yeah, we're always here shooting the shit and all that. So much love to anyone listening to this. Much love to people on this podcast. And
Of course.
Yeah.
And you guys listening, take care. Thank you for watching.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
And we have this slide too.
They don't need to see that.